he related the story of his teacher, Mr. Laswell, who felt his students had come to think of the Pledge of Allegiance as merely something to recite in class each day. Now, more than ever, listen to the meaning of these words. I've been listening to you boys and girls recite the Pledge of Allegiance all semester, and it seems as though it's becoming monotonous to you. May I recite it and try to explain to you the meaning of each word. I, me, an individual, a committee of one. Pledge, dedicate all my worldly goods to give without self-pity. Allegiance, my love and my devotion. To the flag, our standard, Old Glory, a symbol of freedom. Wherever she waves, there's respect, because your loyalty has given her a dignity that shouts, freedom is everybody's job. United, that means that we've all come together. States, individual communities that have united into 48 great states. 48 individual communities with pride and dignity and purpose, all divided with imaginary boundaries, yet united to a common purpose, and that's love for country. And to the Republic, a state in which sovereign power is invested in representatives chosen by the people to govern. And government is the people, and it's from the people to the leaders, and not from the leaders to the people, for which it stands one nation. One nation meaning so blessed by God, indivisible, incapable of being divided, with liberty, which is freedom, the right of power to live one's own life without threats, fear, or some sort of retaliation. And justice, the principle or quality of dealing fairly with others, for all, which means, boys and girls, it's as much your country as it is mine. Since I was a small boy, 2 states have been added to our country, and 2 words have been added to the Pledge of Allegiance, under God. Now, wouldn't it be a pity if someone said that's a prayer, and that it would be eliminated from schools too? God bless America.
I know what you're expecting to hear right now, the announcement of today's KSVIP. Well, I don't have a name for today, and I need your help. If you know someone who needs to be recognized for being a very special person, call right now, 746-2751. Ask for Tana and schedule a KSVIP. Your special someone will be recognized at this time all day long on their day, and they'll receive a flower courtesy of Lovebud Floral in Artesia. So call today and schedule your KSVIP.
Mowing my front lawn. I know they're all thinking I'm so white and nerdy. Think I'm just too white and nerdy. Think I'm just too white and nerdy. Can't you see I'm white and nerdy? Look at me, I'm white and nerdy. I wanna roll with the gangsters, but so far they all think I'm too white and nerdy. Think I'm just too white and nerdy. Think I'm just too white and nerdy. I'm just too white and nerdy. Really, really white and nerdy.
Just finishing the greatest breakfast sandwich in the history of breakfast sandwiches. My sausage McMuffin with egg from McDonald's, because it is Friday, so we've got our coffee. Jeffrey's going to dig into the sack and see what's in there. I think Lana got the burrito, and there were some cookies, too. So, but Jeffrey's looking through to find the right breakfast. Boy, Jeffrey and I had quite the experience last night. We had to sit through a board of directors meeting last night. Oh my gosh. Well, we'll do the weather and then do that. So you might want to grab your breakfast there. What do you, he can't decide. There's so many good choices in there. Plus, he got what'd you get? A Oreo cookie frappe with 3 shots? Is it good? And here's the neat thing. Jeffrey's doing my shopping for me. So he sends me a text. He says, if you use the app, you can get it for $2. I think I had to pay a little extra for the shots, but that's okay. It was $2 plus the shots. And is it good? Are you satisfied with the quality of the drink? Yeah, that's right. We're going to see it here in just a little bit. So, yeah, Jeffrey and I are going to talk about our board of directors meeting we had to go to because what happened was last week we had Ryder Champion on the air, District Basketball Edition, and we talked about the district season so far and how things were going and all that stuff. And then he told a fib. He told a little fib during the segment that he was caught on the next day, because I saw him the next day at the grand opening of a little ice cream shop up in Roswell. And that's when the fib was discovered. Well, the board of directors found out about this and wanted to suspend Ryder from being able to talk on the radio. And so Jeffrey and I had to go to the board of directors meeting last night. We told Ryder this. We told him that we were going to have to go to the board of directors meeting last night and defend the bit. Anyway, Jeffrey and I are going to talk about that here in a minute. We have some FFA, maybe 4-H students that are going to be coming in today. It's Chapter Speech Day today up in Roswell and at Eastern New Mexico University in Roswell, New Mexico. A bunch of 4-H and FFA students from across southeast New Mexico will be gathered. They'll be doing their green hand and their chapter speech competitions. And we're going to be there to record all of that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to build a YouTube channel. Well, we have a YouTube channel. We're going to build up a playlist. We're going to build up a YouTube playlist, and we'll post them on our Facebook page and our YouTube channel, KSVP TV on the YouTubes. So make sure you go to YouTube. When you go to YouTube, look for KSVP TV, subscribe, click the bell, and that way when we post things like that and we update things like that, you'll get a notification that there's some new content. We stream all our sports, so whether it's NMMI, Roswell, Goddard, Artesia, our morning shows, this one, Mornings with Mike Winters on Roswell, are on there, and so you can go back and enjoy some of those things. But yeah, we're gonna record all those chapter speeches today, edit them up, get them all produced, and then we'll have a playlist on our YouTube channel that when you go to KSVP TV on YouTube, it'll be right there, prominent on the screen when you go there. So anyway, we're working on that today. What else do we have on the show today? I think it's a typical Friday. We're going to have our chat with our librarian. We're going to have Linda Stevens from Clean and Wonderful, and then Apologizing with Ryder is coming up to finish up the show today. So we'll talk about the board of directors meeting that we went to, and I am not a fan of meetings, never have been. I think one of the worst things that one can hear when you're trying to work through a situation is, well, I'm going to call a meeting to discuss this. Oh my gosh, I do not want to have that happen. We're going to fix it now. We don't need a meeting. So anyway, Jeffrey and I had to go to this board of directors meeting last night to defend Ryder, and we'll talk about that in a moment. Right now, though, the weekend is here. It's Friday, and let's see what kind of weekend weather we've got planned, Steve.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty good looking weekend coming up. Temperatures will be warming up tomorrow and especially on Sunday with high pressure over our area. Upper 40s and sunshine today will be clear for the overnight hours, our low near 20. And then we're in the upper 50s and sunny on Saturday, a little bit breezy. Some clouds on Saturday night, a mix of sun and clouds, and we're in the upper 60s on Sunday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
I mean, sometimes meetings are a necessity, but oh my gosh, that board of directors meeting last night was bordering on the edge of torture. Anyway, right now it's sunshine, 20 degrees here in Artesia, New Mexico. Humidity is at 81%. The dew point is 15 degrees. Our winds are out of the north at 4. Our pressure at 30.64 and holding steady. Our air quality is 32. We have good air quality at this hour. Sunset will be dropping down at 5:38 this afternoon, and the sunrise, it'll pop up out of the sky out of the ground, I guess. Where does the sun pop out of? I guess it just pops up. There it is, 6:44 in the morning. Around the region, sunshine, 24 in Carlsbad, 19 in Roswell, 22 in Hobbs. Around New Mexico, 19 in Albuquerque, 13 in Santa Fe, 14 in Cloudcroft, 12 in Ruidoso, 21 in Las Cruces, 12 in Farmington, 4 at Red River, 17 in Clovis, and in West Texas, 23 in Lubbock, and sunny, 26 and sunny in El Paso. And I guess yesterday up around Klein's Corners, they had some snow and some accidents. They had to close the interstate for a little while. So it was not real pleasant for some folks in New Mexico yesterday. I know when that front moved through yesterday, the wind was blowing out of the north. It was a cold wind. We were sitting here in the office just shivering, trying to make sure we weren't freezing to death. The window in my office was cold because of that cold north wind blowing on it. And so hopefully we're done with that, and we'll get to some nice warmer temperatures. Looks like 57 on Saturday, 65 on Super Bowl Sunday, and then we chill back down again next week. It's almost like we're in a pattern. We have some decent weather on the weekend, and then it drops down to some cold fronts and cold weather and winds and maybe some snow and stuff like that. So we'll get through all that. All right, let's take the first break of the show. When we come back, Jeffrey and I, my gosh, that board of directors meeting that we had to sit through last night. Ryder owes us. He owes us.
Lots of folks are buying used vehicles these days, and they're just as proud of them as if they were brand new. And why not? The pre-owned cars and trucks at Roswell Ford look and smell brand new. And Roswell Ford stands behind every pre-owned vehicle with a 3-day money-back guarantee and a complimentary 90-day 4,000-mile warranty. Roswell Ford has more than 400 vehicles in stock, by far the biggest selection in this part of the state, with new Fords arriving all the time, so it only makes sense to come see us first when you're ready to start car shopping. Speaking of pride, our customers are just tickled with our mobile service van that comes to your home or work and turns your driveway or parking lot into a service bay. We can take care of routine maintenance like oil and filter changes, tire rotations, and battery service, and you don't have to be without your vehicle. Of course, some restrictions apply. For great selection and great service, you can count on your friends at the Tailgate Nation.
If your tires are flat, need your car fixed, our reviews are better than mixed at Big O. At Big O Tires. We do the job fast and with a smile. Whatever the problem, we go the extra mile at Big O. At Big O Tires. Trusted service, no need to lie. Hop online, our reviews are high at Big O. At Big O Tires. Unbeatable service in all our stores. That's why we get such high scores at Big O. At Big O Tires.
From January 30th to February 26th, get a $70 tire rebate via Visa Reward Card or Visa Virtual Account after online submission on a set of 4 new Michelin passenger or light truck tires. Plus, get an additional $70 prepaid MasterCard on installation purchase of sets of 4 Michelin passenger or light truck tires. Big O Tires, the team you trust. Disposal fees and shop fees extra where permitted. Void where prohibited. See rebate form for terms and conditions. This offer valid with any form of payment.
This is the owner of Trustmark Roofing, and nothing makes us happier than telling our customers no. As in, no pricing games. We give you a guaranteed price, and then we stand by it. No surprises, no gotchas. No obscurity. We don't just tell you what's wrong with your roof. We record our inspections and show you. No lemons. We install premium roofing materials from top brands like Owens Corning. No shortcuts. We're in the 2% of roofers with the Owens Corning Preferred Contractor Certificate for our local area. This means we offer precision installation and the longest warranties. Want a beautiful new roof that's built to last? Choose Trustmark Roofing, the roofer that loves to tell our customers no. For an estimate, call us at 575-755-ROOF or find us online at trustmarkroofpros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
Edge Safety and Services LLC in Artesia, New Mexico has an immediate opening for a safety technician. Position requires a clean driving record and must be able to pass a drug and alcohol screen. Edge Safety offers great pay with IRA benefits and employer contribution towards health benefits. Please email resumes to edgecoding@yahoo.com or apply in person at 402 West Main Street inside the Edge Safety and Services facility. Edge Safety and Services LLC is an equal opportunity employer.
When was the last time a bank asked you if you'd like to keep more of your money? At Artesia Credit Union, you pay yourself by avoiding big bank fees and all the corporate investors that go along with them. Let Artesia Credit Union help you achieve financial happiness. From home and auto loans to a working line of credit or sending your kids to college, membership is open to anyone who calls New Mexico home. Stop by the branch on 5th Street or log on to artesiacu.org. Artesia Credit Union, member NCUA, an equal housing lender.
Pecans are a big deal here in Chaves County. We have some of the biggest orchards in the country, and lots of us have pecan trees in our yards. Hi, this is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company. Whether you have one pecan tree or 1,000 of them, this time of year, every pecan tree needs fertilizing. So come see us at Roswell Seed Company, and we'll get you fixed up with the right fertilizer for your pecan trees, so that next year, your nuts will be big and beautiful. And that's all I'm going to say about that.
Join Southeast New Mexico College in partnership with the SENMC Library, the Diversity Committee, and NAACP Carlsbad Chapter in celebrating Black History Month, Thursday, February 16th at 4 p.m. at the SENMC campus. The Association for the Study of African American Life and History presents Black Resistance with special guest speaker Nathaniel Nate Banks. Activity will be held by the NAACP in the SENMC Library. Light refreshments will be served.
Jeffrey, I neglected to do the lunch menus. I was so mentally just, trying to figure out this, how to describe this board of directors meeting that we...
I got to switch chairs.
You got to switch chairs?
Yeah.
Okay, you're over there. Anyway, school lunch today, cinnamon French toast for breakfast, green enchiladas, pinto beans, lettuce and tomato, and red apple. So it's red and green day today.
Yep.
The enchiladas are green and the apples are red.
We're past Christmas?
Well, that's like the state question, isn't it?
Yeah.
And we're gonna have, soon we're gonna have the state aroma. Do you know that?
No.
Yeah,
Is it from THC? Puff, puff, give, Governor Grisham.
No, it's the roasting of the chilies in the fall.
Okay. I thought they were redoing it. I thought that was part of the new government or the
That
New
is not
Mexico
the
government.
state aroma. That Colorado already has that one. Let's see the senior.
Well, they say that they have better green chili than us, and
They're
now
lying.
Grisham is saying, "Well, we have better."
We just have the best. Let's see, oven baked chicken at the senior meal site today with wild rice, broccoli, and a brownie. They had to really work hard to capture that rice.
Yeah,
That
but it does taste so much better than domesticated rice.
I know. Senior center today, they're going to have the creative crafters at 9, the hand and foot and knee at 9, bingo at 1, and the sewing at 1:30. There is a dance tomorrow, Cibolo Springs, at 7 o'clock. At the library today, they're doing the book sale. Friends of the Library book sales today, 9:30 to 5:30, and then 10 a.m. to 2 on Saturday. So go by and bring some bucks and buy some books.
I'll have to run by and do that because I love those.
Oh, you get a heck of a deal there. School calendar today, we've got the JV and varsity boys basketball versus Lovington, and the girls varsity and JV versus Lovington. The girls JV will be at 4 in the pit. The boys JV will be at 5:30 in the Red Brick Gym. The girls varsity will be in the pit at 5:30 and the boys varsity in the pit at 7. We will have that on the radio and the TV. You get not one but two, Joby and Robbie tonight and your crew. And then on our Goddard channel, Goddard's hosting Lovington tonight up at Ground Zero. So all 4 teams are in gyms that we have crews to cover. So if you want to watch it, you can watch it all tonight. State Student Council Conference at Volcano Vista in Rio Rancho today. Hopefully they made it up there before all that snow yesterday. Yeah. And then the Varsity Boys Regional Wrestling Tournament at Socorro. That starts today. Tomorrow, The State Student Council Conference concludes up in Rio Rancho. The boys' regional wrestling tournament concludes in Socorro, and there is an ACT test. And so I look at it, I see ACT, I see ACT.
Yeah.
And so what you walk in is you go, acting, to be or not to be. That is the hotel question. Which room did I get again?
Those are, and that's tomorrow, the ACT?
At 7:45.
Oh, they pushed that back. When I took it, we got home from the Tucumcari football game. I broke down the game tape, finished around 5:30, and I had to be at the cafeteria at 6 to take it.
Well, now it's 7:45.
They're letting kids sleep in now.
All right, birthdays being celebrated today. Pat Porter, Carmen Lassiter, Doris Lockler, Laverne Clarkston, and Erminda Aragon. All having birthdays today. Tomorrow, Dolores McCaskill, Kathy Speedle Stone, Velma Maki, and Lyle Turpening. I thought for a minute that was the country singer, but that would be Lyle Lovett.
Yeah. And the country singer, I always just thought of him as Julia Roberts' ex-husband.
Used to be. Used to be. And then on Sunday, Sylvia Aguirre, Maria Camp. I bet there's an S there. I bet it's Campos. Campus. I don't know. Campa? It says Campa. Maria, happy birthday. Glenn Hinkle on Sunday, and Dolores Booker. Think of all these parties that people are throwing in honor of your birthday on Sunday.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Isn't that great?
I mean, the entire country just blowing it up for them.
I know Mike's up in Roswell, he's going to be pushing for his legislation. The day after the Super Bowl needs to be a federal holiday. And I don't necessarily disagree. All right, so here's the story, folks. Was it last Friday? Last Friday, Ryder wanted to come on the air, tell everybody he was going to the Goddard Artesia basketball game. They were playing in Roswell. Ryder lives in Roswell. And so he wanted to let everybody know he was going to the game. If you see him, say hi. He wanted to make sure that our story about him wearing Goddard colors was squashed, that he would be in his Bulldog orange. As a matter of fact, I saw him on the video at one point. He jumped right in at the water cooler and was bringing water to the basketball players during timeouts, which is good that he only does that during timeouts, because if he does that during the game itself, that would be very crazy.
Then he really will be put on double secret probation for good.
But one of the things he said, and you heard this, one of the things he said was that people might not recognize him because he had shaved his mustache, right?
Yes.
You remember that?
I do.
So I didn't notice that on the video because it was just a quick shot. I wasn't looking for that. You know, I wasn't trying to pay attention. I even texted Joby and Robbie. I said, hey, Ryder's in the house. And that was the extent of it. All right, Saturday, Lon and I go up to Roswell. There's a grand opening of Calichi's. And we decided we want to try one of their hot dogs and some of their ice cream. And we're sitting there, and up walks this entourage, and it's Ryder and his staff.
Yeah.
And he's got like 5 staff members. I mean, it's an entourage.
I mean, Ryder does have an entourage.
He does. And so he comes walking up, and I said to Thomas and Lon, I said, hey, look, there's Ryder. And he walked right to where we were sitting, and I said, hey, Ryder, what are you doing here? Well, you know, I think the staff wanted to get something there.
Yeah.
He'd already eaten a hot dog at church.
Oh, okay.
So he wasn't there for a hot dog or ice cream. His staff wanted to have some. And I looked at him and I said, you didn't shave your mustache. And I lied. I fibbed, you know. Oh, my gosh. Wait till the board of directors hears about this. So this got back to the board of directors. And then the board of directors immediately said, well, Ryder's going to tell fibs. We can't have him on the radio anymore.
I think, which one of them said he can go on to CNN if he wants to do that?
That's right. And they had Don Lemon's phone number. As a matter of fact, they gave him Don Lemon's phone number. So Ryder wants to come on and apologize, because to Ryder, that was a joke. But you and I went to the board of directors meeting last night, and it got pretty intense, didn't it?
It was. I was amazed. And the most difficult was one of the women. She brought up a wedding that she was in, and her boyfriend, she wanted to clean him up before going to her friend's wedding, and he was supposed to shave his beard. And he said he would, and she'd have the perfect, shows up, picks her up for the wedding, and he still has his beard. And
so it was a personal thing to her.
Because she felt that it ruined her experience at the wedding.
Yeah.
Of not having her handsome boyfriend, which I thought beards make people look better. But
say the two bearded guys on the radio right now.
And so that she was the most difficult to swing on.
Yeah. And what we had to do is we had to convince the board of directors that this was a joke. This was Ryder's attempt at a joke. I was not in on the joke.
Right.
You were not in on the joke, and that's why it was a problem, because we had, because Ryder called, he talked to Tana yesterday. I think he talked to you.
Yes.
And then he talked to me, and all we can do is take it before the board of directors and see what they say. But we'll plead the case, which we did.
All right.
I mean, you were doing an exceptional job.
Thank you.
Up there.
Well, I mean, I love Ryder. He's a great guy.
Yeah. So, anyway, they took a vote at the end of the meeting. They took a vote, and Ryder's on probation, but he can come back on the radio under probation as long as he apologizes and agrees to not tell any more fibs.
Correct. If he does, he's put on double secret probation, and maybe we can get him in touch with some other media outlets, because
because he won't be allowed here.
Yeah.
And I don't know that Mike wants to talk to him, even though Mike's in Roswell, has a show in Roswell. Yeah. Because that is the Goddard and the Roswell station. And if you put a Bulldog guy on there, that just doesn't work very well.
No, that's we never did that when I was there.
No.
Roswell High, Goddard, NIMI.
Yeah. The local schools.
Good. We're all on board.
Yeah.
But it's like we wouldn't have some Goddard players or come on to our show.
Yeah, exactly.
They're up there.
We allowed the new the lady that was here from North Carolina that is working with the new folks at the pool.
Yes.
We allowed her on the air, even though she wasn't wearing orange, because she was wearing red, and Artesia was not competing against a school that had red in their school colors that night.
Yeah, so she was
allowed. Yeah, she was given a pass and allowed to be on the radio. So it's the same rules up there. The orange is just like up there in Carlsbad. But
like the Goddard football game when you guys sucked me out in front of the press box running the main cam, and it was
your orange,
red, orange shirt, blue.
Yeah, I know. That's why we had to build a camera deck.
Thankfully, William was there, and he kind of looked up and laughed, and he said, "You're a brave man wearing orange here."
That's right.
I said, "Well, stand close."
So, fortunately, we have a camera platform there in Roswell to help protect our people in that instance. So, at 9:50 this morning, after we get done with pancakes and jokes with Aaron, we're going to allow Ryder to come on the air. We'll see if he has any apology in him, if he feels sorry, and I'm sure he does.
Oh yeah.
And if he makes, and then I think the board of directors gave us 2 or 3 questions to ask Ryder that we know the answers to.
Right.
That if Ryder does not answer them correctly, it could jeopardize his ability to be on the
it could
radio with us,
jeopardize his status as a ongoing, continuing guest.
That's right. So, anyway, look forward to that in the 9 o'clock hour. But I hate those meetings. I never want to be put through that again.
It's, and that's when we went in. The wind was so horrible. I was like, okay, I don't mind sitting inside. But then when we get out, there was no wind. I'm like, okay, I wasted a night in New Mexico with no wind.
Yeah, for this. Yeah, so. That the poor lady at the wedding, I mean, she was almost in tears retelling the story.
I was a little surprised. I thought for a moment, I was like, oh, I've worked with actresses that can't cry like that, so this is real.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. There was no fake tears, crocodile tears. That she expected him to be clean shaven, and he wasn't. And it was the wedding, and I could understand that. And so when Ryder said that he had shaved his mustache and was fibbing about it,
well, and that's what it kind of worried me. I started scooting away from her with my beard. I was like, okay, I don't want her to snap and hit me.
I just got a text from Sean. He closed something he needed to open, so I go fix that. All right, Jeffrey, thank you so much, and I appreciate you sitting in on that meeting with me. How's your Oreo frappe, by the way? You tell us about that.
It's amazing.
It's almost gone. You have been here less than an hour.
Well, since I had COVID, I don't really like the taste of coffee anymore.
Right.
Which is horrible because...
I know.
And so I was like, I still need it. Oh, let me put some... Oh, they can put espresso in my Oreo frappe?
Yeah. Let's see, how much was that? Because I did the $2. Okay, it was $1.77 for the espresso shots and 59 cents for the crushed Oreo. So the large caramel frappe was $2, and then you added $1.77 and 59. So that drink was $2.77, $3.25, something like that for that.
Worth it.
Worth it, yeah. So that was pretty good. I had my large premium roast coffee with 2 cream. That was $1.99, and then I got an apple fritter. So that was $3.49.
Oh yeah.
And you can get the apple fritters and the cinnamon rolls all day. That's not just a breakfast item.
Score.
All right. We're going to take a break for the news, and we've got some students coming in just a moment. Don't go away.
Now your Pecos Valley news update. I'm Jared Cirillo. Roswell police are on the hunt for a man they say was responsible for firing a gun into a house with children inside it. Justino Martinez is wanted for the drive-by shooting on Tuesday at the home on East 5th Street in Roswell. Police said 3 kids ages 2 to 8 were inside the home. Thankfully, none of them were injured, despite dozens of bullet holes that riddled the house. The driver of the car has been arrested. That's a 16-year-old boy. Police are not releasing his name, but if you know where Justino Martinez is, call Roswell Police. And a key state commission that guides New Mexico's wildlife agency and oversees a multi-million-dollar budget that includes conservation, hunting, and fishing programs will not be able to do any business until the governor fills at least one of 4 outstanding vacancies. Game Commission Chair Deanna Archuleta submitted her resignation Monday, and that leaves the 7-member panel short of a quorum. Her announcement that she needed to devote more time to her job with a Washington, D.C.-based lobbying firm came less than 2 weeks after taking over as chair. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo reporting.
What's in a name or reputation to bring you service and quality? What's in a name?
At Lowell's Pharmacy, we're ready with your flu shot. Flu shots prevent millions of illnesses and flu-related doctor's visits every year. Getting the flu shot has been shown to reduce the risk of having to go to the doctor with flu by 40 to 60%. So take time to visit Lowell's Pharmacy in Artesia and get your flu shot.
It's time for the Eddy County Sports Report. I'll tell you, if your school's name isn't Carlsbad or Artesia, in district play, you're looking up at those two, and everybody seems to have a 1-2 league mark. But district goes on tonight with Artesia and Carlsbad in the catbird seat, both for boys basketball and girls basketball. And we've got a doubleheader tonight in Artesia with Lovington visiting the Bulldogs. The Artesia girls are 14-8, 3-0 in district. Lovington is 11-11. That starts at 5:30. Then the boys follow. Right after that, the Artesia boys 14-9, 3-0 in district play. Lovington is 12-9. Meanwhile, the Carlsbad boys will play at Roswell tonight, starting at 7 o'clock. Carlsbad 3-0 in district play, and the Cave girls are also 3-0. They'll be at home tonight against Roswell. That also starts at 7. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at KSVP Radio, AM 990.
When Russia cut off Ukraine's internet access, Elon Musk stepped in with Starlink to provide satellite-based emergency communications for the Ukrainian people. But that's not how things have worked out. I'm Kim Commando, brought to you by LinkedIn Jobs. Post a job for free and find qualified candidates quickly at linkedin.com/Kim. Starlink is telling Ukraine in no uncertain terms that its internet connections are not for military engagements. Starlink in Ukraine is for humanitarian purposes only. But Ukraine has used Starlink to control many of its drone weapons. And now Ukraine is telling Elon Musk that he must pick a side. And that raises a question. Why does Elon Musk have to pick a side? Musk and America have acted out of charity and goodwill. This war grows nastier every day as America wades in more deeply. Our country is in danger. In the words of George Washington's farewell address, beware of foreign entanglements. Hey, be the smartest person in the room. Get my longer daily podcast, Kim Commando Today. Hey friends, if you're 55 and up and you've been looking for a wireless plan that's custom made to fit your life, look no further than T-Mobile. With their exclusive 55-plus rate plans, you save 50% versus both AT&T and Verizon's unlimited plans. Get 2 lines for $27.50 a line with autopay. And you'll know that T-Mobile won't raise your rate for talk, text, or data ever, thanks to the T-Mobile Price Lock Guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Get 2 lines of unlimited on T-Mobile's network for $27.50 a line with autopay, with Price Lock included. Go to T-Mobile.com/55 or call 1-800-T-Mobile to switch today.
Plus taxes and fees. Without autopay, $5 more per line. Price lock exclusions like taxes, fees, promos, and third-party services apply. Qualifying service required. Customers on this plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using over 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video typically streams in SD. See T-Mobile.com for details.
Terpening & Son Mortuary of Artesia presents a listing of today's obituaries. We do not have any new announcements to share, but we do have these reminders. A memorial service is scheduled for 10 a.m. tomorrow morning at Terpening & Son Chapel for Patricia Ann Dudley of Artesia. Mrs. Dudley passed away on February 1st at the age of 66. Dickie Townley will officiate at the services. Cremation will take place under the direction of Terpening & Son Mortuary. And this reminder, a memorial service is scheduled for 11 a.m. tomorrow at West Main Baptist Church for Stephen Mark Joyce of Artesia, who died February 1st at the age of 63. Jason Kraft will officiate at the services. Cremation will take place under the direction of Terpening & Son Mortuary. This listing has been presented as a service of Terpening & Son Mortuary of Artesia, where we make it personal. Should we do the weather, Jeffrey, or go right to the Wall Street Report? What do you think? What's that? Do what? We're going to go to the Wall Street Report. I'm going to the Wall Street Report. I don't know about you, but that's where we're headed.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander. The number of Americans filing new claims for unemployment benefits increased more than expected last week, but the underlying trend continued to point to a tight labor market. Southwest Airlines Chief Operating Officer Andrew Watterson said an upgrade to its crew scheduling software will be ready to go Friday after 2 rounds of testing, which should help to fix some of the problems that led to a cascade of cancellations over the winter holidays. Watterson, who testified Thursday before the U.S. Senate Commerce, Science, and Transportation Committee, listened as Democrats criticized the Dallas-based carrier for canceling 16,700 flights in late December. ExxonMobil Corporation said on Thursday it is merging some smaller business units as part of an effort to cut annual costs by $9 billion. The U.S. oil company last year said it would reorganize the company into 3 businesses. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
This is the owner of Trustmark Roofing, and nothing makes us happier than telling our customers no. As in, no pricing games. We give you a guaranteed price and then we stand by it. No surprises, no gotchas. No obscurity. We don't just tell you what's wrong with your roof. We record our inspections and show you. No lemons. We install premium roofing materials from top brands like Owens Corning. No shortcuts. We're in the 2% of roofers with the Owens Corning Preferred Contractor Certificate for our local area. This means we offer precision installation and the longest warranties. Want a beautiful new roof that's built to last? Choose Trustmark Roofing, the roofer that loves to tell our customers no. For an estimate, call us at 575-755-ROOF or find us online at trustmarkroofpros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
At Guy Chevrolet Company in Artesia, we understand the demands of everyday life, from work to school and all the activities in between. When you're on the go, you need the right transportation at the right time, and we can help. Let our professional sales team assist you in finding the right truck or SUV to handle your daily needs. From hauling kids to hauling equipment, we have the right Chevy, Buick, or GMC to make your life easier. We're here and ready to help today at Guy Chevrolet Company on the corner of 1st and Main in Artesia or at guychevy.com.
Welcome to Answers with Ken Ham, presented by the Coalition of Christians for Biblical Creation and Harvest Fellowship. CCBC is an interdenomination coalition of Christians from Artesia who believe that the account of origins presented in the Genesis is a simple but factual presentation of actual events and provides reliable basis for man's worldview and a framework for scientific investigation into the question of the origin and history of life. Answers with Ken Ham is brought to you by Harvest Fellowship at 2307 West Main in Artesia. To learn more about Harvest Fellowship, call Pastor Ronnie Williams at 746-6195. Now, today's Answers with Ken Ham, presented by Harvest Fellowship, 2307 West Main in Artesia.
Why does it matter? This is Ken Ham, CEO of Answers in Genesis, the Creation Museum, and Ark Encounter. All this week, we've been looking at the question, how did God create? Now, some Christians believe God used evolution. Others reject that but still accept millions of years. But does it really matter? Absolutely. You see, it's an issue of biblical authority. Will we start with God's word or man's ideas? Evolution and millions of years don't come from the Bible. To squeeze them in, you've got to radically reinterpret it. And when you do, it shows who your authority actually is. Not God and his word, but man's fallible, ever-changing ideas. Man's ideas come and go and are often wrong. God alone is the perfect authority.
Plan your visit to the Ark Encounter and Creation Museum in Northern Kentucky when you go to AnswersRadio.com. Enjoy learning from God's Word at AnswersRadio.com.
Welcome back on Good Morning Artesia as we finish out this hour talking FFA. And joining us today we have Haley Ellett, who is, are you one of the FFA advisors here at Artesia?
Yes, sir, I am. I have started, I think this is our 6th year. Raylyn Kaufman and I started together, and I teach the 8th grade ag class. So I start my day at the high school with her in the ag shop, and then I go over to the Park Junior High and I teach family consumer science and hospitality and tourism for 8th and 9th grade.
I bet you're looking forward to that new career technical training
it's
center.
Very exciting. There's really some awesome opportunities coming for our CTE program.
Yeah, that'll be great. So you're not originally from Artesia, but you grew up not too far away.
Not too far away. I grew up in Capitan, New Mexico is where I graduated high school, but grew up in Lincoln County and was very involved in 4-H and FFA. I was able to serve as a state officer for New Mexico FFA Association and fell in love with it and actually became an ag teacher, which is following in my siblings' footsteps. They are both ag teachers in New Mexico as well.
Did you ever have to compete against Artesia when you were
Oh, yes. Yes.
What was that like on the other side?
On the other side of things, you know, it's a challenge. I mean, we are the chapter of champions for a reason here in Artesia. So I will say I'm fortunate to be on this side of things and getting to put all of my knowledge that I learned to practice with these kiddos.
Yeah. So, but you had to get up for Artesia and
Oh, yes.
be on your best game and so
Yes,
do you
they've
remember
been competitive even since before I was in school.
Sure. When you were competing, do you remember any particular students that you competed against that maybe you're friends with now?
Oh,
or
yes.
You,
And I served as a state officer with a young man from Artesia, Dusty Anderson. Him and I kind of went through competitions. He's a year older than me, and I always tell the story of how I met Raylyn was through FFA. She was a state officer when I went to FFA leadership camp, and she was like in our cabin. So that's actually how we met, which seems like just the other day.
Yeah, of course it was, just a couple weeks ago. So,
Yes.
Well, we have 8th graders with us today because some of the older students are getting ready for competition in Roswell this morning.
Yes, actually Raylyn and Brandon, the other ag teachers, left this morning and are headed to Roswell at ENMUR for our district public speaking contest. So they're taking some of our freshmen, sophomores, juniors, and seniors up there for that contest today.
And we have a camera crew there.
Yes.
today. So they're going to be recording some of those speeches, and we're going to put them on our YouTube channel here in a week or so in time for FFA week.
Yes,
and,
sir.
And that's coming up pretty quick, isn't it?
It is. FFA week, it actually is always held in conjunction with President's Day, so it's the 20th through the 24th this year. We have a couple exciting events for it. They'll do a mayoral proclamation with John Henry on Monday usually, and then Tuesday night we have a parent meeting to get started with our CDE season, which is like the next big thing we're doing. And then these guys will do some activities and events at school. They'll be able to promote FFA amongst our school community and tell everybody what a positive difference it's making in their lives and the lives of students across the nation.
Well, let's meet our students, and we have Landon Hendricks. Good morning, Landon.
Good morning.
And we have Jace Deans.
Good morning.
Good morning, Jace. And Kyle Bean. Good morning, Kyle.
Good morning.
And let's start out, Landon. Why don't you, before we get into this, you have introduce your family. Do you have any brothers, sisters?
I have two brothers. I have an older one that is a grade ahead of me, and I have a younger brother that's in 6th grade.
So you're the middle child.
I am.
Well, we'll feel sorry for you today. And your parents?
Peggy and Sterling Hendricks.
Okay. And how long have you been involved in FFA?
It's actually my first year.
Your first year?
Yes, sir.
What got you started?
Really my dad, actually. He was in FFA throughout high school and kind of got me into doing it, and I've really been enjoying it.
Okay. And Miss Ellett says that you're involved in a CREED project.
Yes, sir.
Tell us a little bit about that.
So I qualified in district a couple months ago.
November.
And I got 4th place and qualified to go to state. It's in conjunction with the New Mexico Leadership Conference, and we leave actually next Friday. And I'm hoping to do good. I've been practicing after school on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Excellent. Jace Deans, tell us a little bit about yourself, your family.
My parents are Myra and Tyler Deans, and then I have a brother that's a senior who is Peyton Deans.
Okay. And he plays sports, and you're in FFA, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. When did you get started in FFA?
This is also my first year, and it's been a really fun experience, and probably will keep doing it. It's really fun.
Excellent. What motivated you to decide to go this path?
Just met a couple people, and they have animals, and just fell in love with it, and want to keep doing it.
Okay. And do you have, let's see, open and close is your specialty? Tell us what that is.
Yes, sir. So it's a team of people, and it's like the president, treasurer, vice president, and you come together, and you have to say say your own parts, and you work together to get points, and there's accuracy errors, and then you do it in front of judges, and you're judged on every little thing you do. So it's a good learning thing.
Kind of intense.
Yes, sir.
And we walk in the room to do that. Now, are you also competing at the state junior high competition?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And who's on your team? Who's on your open and close team? Do you
I'm the vice president. Kyle's the advisor. He's the sentinel. And then the president's Bailey Trujillo, and treasurer is Hayden. Treadway. And then what's that last one? Sam is the secretary.
Gotta have a secretary on there.
And Brooke Huddleston.
Brooke Huddleston's the reporter.
Okay. Excellent. Well, good luck with that competition. And then we have Kyle Bean. Good morning, Kyle.
Good morning.
Tell us about your family.
My parents are Dusty and Raylan Bean, and I got one little sister, and I got a bunch of dairy heifers at home for showing.
Okay.
And raising.
Yeah. How many do you have?
8, I think.
8? That's quite a bit.
I got one milk cow, and she just had a baby like 3 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
And we have to bottle feed her, and we have to milk every day.
Okay.
But it has ups and downs though, but it's fun. It's mostly fun, just as...
So, when does your day begin? Because you got to feed all these animals and take care of them, right?
Sometimes I feed in the mornings, helping the parents out. But Mostly just feed at night.
Okay. So you've shown animals before, and
Yes,
have you done pretty well? Have you had anything get into the sale?
A couple times.
Couple times?
Not my first couple years, but I learned more. I got to learn a whole bunch of stuff from a lot of different people. They taught me a lot, and it's been fun.
Now, your category is speech.
Yes.
In the junior high competition. Tell us a little bit. Do you get to pick the topic, or is the topic chosen for you?
Yes, we have to pick the topic. I chose my experience in raising dairy heifers because I thought it would be an easy topic to do, and it was actually an assignment in class. Maselit made us do, and so she said that it was really good, and so she told me to say it in front of judges, and so I went to the district competition and I got 3rd place, and so now I'm going to Las Cruces to state.
Okay. And Miss Ella, that's coming up pretty quick then, isn't it?
It is. We will actually leave next Friday morning on the 17th, and we will take these kids to Las Cruces. They'll host it with conjunction of, like Landon said, the New Mexico Leadership Conference. So their team competition, which is the ceremonies team like Jace mentioned, they'll compete Friday afternoon, and then some of them don't know it yet, but they're also going to do another competition. They have a quiz bowl, so it's kind of like a Jeopardy game sort of thing. They have buzzers and stuff, so there'll be a team competition for that on Friday as well. And then on Saturday morning, they will compete in their individual contests. Landon and Bailey, as mentioned from our team, she'll compete in Creed. Both of them will. And then Kyle will do his speech Saturday morning. And then hopefully they'll be getting awards at middle of Saturday's award presentation, and then they'll go right into the leadership conference with our state office.
That sounds fantastic. Do any of you have any thoughts of maybe joining the leadership team or getting holding an office position here and maybe at the state level? Thinking about it? Not yet?
Yes,
yeah.
Just developing our skills and getting ready to be even a chapter officer, maybe.
Okay, well that'd be exciting to do that. And let's see. So after the state junior high competition, then you've got your FFA week programs,
Yes.
and then you said the what was the next?
The CDE season.
CDE season.
And we usually call it judging season. That's kind of our normal term, but that's our busy time of year.
Mm-hmm.
We will start that week. We'll start with some practices after school. We have a parent meeting just so the parents understand what kind of time commitment we're all fixing to be part of. And then we'll go to our very first competition on February 25th. The last Saturday in February, we'll travel to Carrizozo. So kind of my hometown area,
Mm-hmm.
and they'll go through competitions that day. That'll be our first outing. Then we'll come back the next week, kind of regroup, practice. We'll do. I don't think we're going to travel that next Saturday. There is competitions, but I think we might stay home that week. And then the next 2 Saturdays, so like the 11th, I think we'll travel to Texaco. The 18th we'll be in Roswell, and then spring break starts, but we'll still be going to competitions. We have one in Portales the 20th, 21st, and then have an actual little bit of a break and go to state competition March 29th through 31st, and that's back in Las Cruces.
Well, you guys will never be in trouble because you're always going to be busy doing something. Any other thoughts, Landon? Anything else you'd like to say about your experience so far in FFA?
Not really. I think I've kind of cleared it up.
Well, I don't know if it was unclear. But no, you did a great job. Jace, anything you'd like to add? And how much fun you're having doing this or anything?
No, sir. Just probably continue to do it.
Okay. And Kyle, anything else you'd like to add today?
No, sir.
All right. Well, are you, are the three of them, are they going up to Roswell to watch the competition?
Kyle's actually going to go with me today since he's getting ready for state. We're going to put him to work, and so he'll get to watch some of the older kids and what their presentation looks like to prepare. So I'll take him with me, but unfortunately, these guys got to go back to school.
Got to go back to school.
Or fortunately, I guess.
No, you'll have fun. Landon, what's your favorite class in school right now?
Probably math.
Math, okay. How about you, Jace, you have a favorite class in school right now?
The obvious answer is FFA right now.
I forgot to say other than FFA. So, and Kyle, we've got about 10 seconds left. You got a favorite class other than FFA right now?
I would say lunch, but that's not.
Well, we didn't exclude that, did we? So
lunch counts.
Yeah, well, they have good food, huh?
Yes.
All right. Let's see. We have had Landon Hendricks. We've had Kyle Bean and Jay Steens. And, of course, Miss Ellett, thanks so much for coming in today and being with us. And good luck in all your competitions.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
All right. This is KSVP Artesia.
In Turkey, survivors pulled from the rubble 4 days after the catastrophic earthquakes that left more than 20,000 people dead.
In Diyarbakir, a large crew of rescuers applaud after a woman, Sahabat Vali, and her son Serhat are rescued 4 days after the earthquake and moved carefully to a waiting ambulance. However, with morgues and cemeteries overwhelmed in many areas of the Turkey quake zone, bodies lie wrapped in blankets, rugs and tarps in the streets of some cities. Temperatures remain below freezing across the large region. The government's distributing millions of hot meals as well as tents and blankets, but still struggling to reach many of the people in need. I'm Charles Dilladesma.
Allegations of the political weaponization of the Justice Department under the Biden regime being investigated by a special House subcommittee chaired by Republican Jim Jordan.
Protecting the First Amendment shouldn't be partisan. Protecting the Constitution shouldn't be partisan.
Jordan says Republicans have heard from dozens and dozens of FBI whistleblowers, many of whom, he says, face retaliation for speaking out. GOP Senator Rick Scott setting the record straight on Social Security and Medicare, specifically President Biden's claim that Republicans are out to gut those programs.
The senator has released a statement where he says, quote, Joe Biden spent 20 years trying to slash Social Security and Medicare. He then offered to debate the president on the issues, adding, quote, Floridians deserve to know the truth about Biden's war on Social Security and Medicare, end quote.
Correspondent Ken Lorman. On Wall Street, the Dow is down 62 points and NASDAQ off 103. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Losing your family's home movies and photos would be devastating. That's why Legacy Box exists, to preserve your family's recorded moments digitally, ensuring they're safe forever. Think of the time and money your family invested to capture family vacations, birthdays, even your wedding. Recording a lifetime of memories was a commitment. Camcorders cost thousands and cameras required film and development. Legacy Box is the final step to preserve your family's past. Thankfully, it doesn't require another big investment. Legacy Box is safe, simple, and affordable. Over 1 million families have trusted Legacy Box to convert their analog media to digital. You owe it to your family to safeguard your memories. Become your family's hero and save them before it's too late. For a limited time, Legacy Box is offering an exclusive discount when you go to legacybox.com/lbox. That's legacybox.com/lbox.
Concern in the British Parliament that since the bungled withdrawal of Western forces from Afghanistan, the country has again become a safe haven for terrorists.
The MPs call the UK's withdrawal from Afghanistan a dark chapter in British military history, not just for the troops who served there, but also for those Afghans who helped them, who've been left behind. The House of Commons Defence Committee says the speed of the collapse was a greater surprise to the military establishment than it might have been, and the government needs to conduct a proper inquiry into what went wrong. While the MPs praise the evacuation effort of 2021, they also say those plans should have been better prepared.
The BBC's Jonathan Beale. Russia unleashed strategic bombers, killer drones, and rockets in a barrage of attacks on Ukrainian targets early this morning as Moscow's latest military push gains momentum. News and analysis, townhall.com. Second Amendment rights are at the heart of a legal action initiated by the top law enforcement officer in Texas.
Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton filed a lawsuit against the Biden administration over a new ATF rule regarding pistol stabilizing braces. The ATF rule claims that if the braces are used, the firearms classification is changed to that of a short-barreled rifle, which must be registered. Paxton says the requirement is an infringement on Second Amendment rights, and the ATF is acting outside their authority. Tasha Stevens reporting.
The run-up to New Orleans' annual Mardi Gras season intensifies today. Major nighttime parades down historic St. Charles Avenue, among other events. Tonight, 3 parades with marching brass bands and floats will step off in the uptown area. Other Friday night parades scheduled in neighboring Metairie, and there will be more than 24 celebrations almost nightly until Mardi Gras. Townhall.com.
I know what you're expecting to hear right now, the announcement of today's KSVIP. Well, I don't have a name for today, and I need your help. If you know someone who needs to be recognized for being a very special person, call right now, 746-2751. Ask for Tana and schedule a KSVIP. Your special someone will be recognized at this time all day long on their day, and they'll receive a flower courtesy of Lovebud Floral in Artesia. So call today and schedule your KSVIP.
Mowing my front lawn. I know they're all thinking I'm so white and nerdy. Think I'm just too white and nerdy. Think I'm just too white and nerdy. Can't you see I'm white and nerdy? Look at me, I'm white and nerdy. I wanna roll with the gangsters, but so far they all think I'm too white and nerdy. Think I'm just too white and nerdy. Think I'm just too white and nerdy. I'm just too white and nerdy. Really, really white and nerdy.
My class here at MIT. Got skills, I'm a champion of D&D. MC Escher, that's my favorite MC. Keep your 40 out, just have an Earl Grey tea.
Okay, I don't have an answer for that question. Anyway, I'm just kind of going through texts and emails and all that kind of stuff. I'll get that info once they set. Okay, hey, welcome back to the Good Morning Artesia radio show as we head into the second hour. Hour number 2, the 8 o'clock hour on this Friday, February 10th. And it is the Friday before the big football game. There's some kind of a football game happening on Sunday afternoon in Phoenix, Arizona. To be accurate, Glendale, Arizona. But it's in the Phoenix area. And it's a really, really nice complex that they've built out there. To accommodate the football team, and I think the hockey team plays out there, if I'm not mistaken. And they've lots of open space, lots of parking, outdoor restaurants, areas to kind of hang out as you get to the different facilities that are there. And so I'm sure they've got it all decked out nicely. Who are you rooting for? Who are you rooting for in this game of foot? Ball on Sunday?
Well, I'm rooting for the Chiefs.
You're rooting for the Chiefs.
I was going to say, that stadium is amazing. I used to go to games when they didn't have a stadium, so we'd watch them at ASU.
Uh-huh.
And once they finally got their own stadium, it was like, okay, they're a real football team. They're really NFL now.
I was watching a video last night of an old video by a Canadian band called Rush. And the drummer in this particular video had a Montreal Expos ball cap on. And so I was reading about the Montreal Expos and the horrible things that happened with that team. And they played in an open-air ballpark their first 4 or 5 years of existence. Wow. In Montreal, Canada. Whoa. And living in Chicago, you know what it's like in April in Chicago.
Yeah, I wanted to watch a game at Wrigley Field when they'll do that every once in a while.
Yeah.
The Blackhawks, I was like, oh. And they're not fun.
No. And then if the Cubs rarely make it into the playoffs, so games in September and October are not usually.
It's not until November 15th when it really starts getting below zero.
Yeah, but it still gets kind of cold, and so take that a couple 100 miles north into Canada, and you can only imagine what it's like in April and in May. And they were supposed to have the Olympic Stadium built, and I mean, that whole franchise was just a tragedy. They had some really good players over the years, and they had a couple of runs at the playoffs, but for the most of their entire history, if it wasn't for Rusty Staub, and who was the catcher that was a really, really good catcher that played for him for a number of years. But Andre Dawson played for him for a little while, and he had to get out of there, and they finally disbanded. They finally ended. And I've forgotten this baseball trivia. Where did the Expos go after they left Montreal, Canada?
Minnesota?
I had to look it up myself because I forgot. They went to Washington, D.C. They are now the Nationals.
Oh, wow.
So the Nationals franchise originally was
Canadian.
The Montreal Expos. And they took the name Expos because it's the same in French or English.
Yeah.
And they had hosted the World Expo in Montreal, and so that's where they took the name from. And in order to, was it Gary Carter was the catcher? That was a really, really good hitting catcher that played for the Expos, and then Rusty Staub before that. And they endeared themselves to the fans in Montreal because they learned French. And so it was just interesting reading how the whole franchise came about, why they wanted to play baseball in Canada, and all that. Anyway, I don't know.
I bought a Toronto Maple Leafs jersey to go to whenever I'm in some certain third world countries that do not like Americans.
There you go.
I learned the hard way.
But but Montreal came into the league the same year as the San Diego Padres.
Okay.
And all that. Padres are now still around.
Yeah.
In San Diego, or as Anchorman, San Diego.
Which, if you drive through, you really can't tell a difference when you leave L.A. and hit San Diego.
Not anymore.
Just one big
not
city.
Anymore. Yeah, it's just a great thing.
They need to rechange it to the city of Southern California.
There you go. So that just kind of got started talking about the weather. Speaking of the weather, if Jeffrey has the weather ready to go, and I think he does, let's go ahead and take a look at our weekend weather and see what's going to happen with our weather. Steve-O, what do you got for us?
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Pretty good looking weekend coming up. Temperatures will be warming up tomorrow and especially on Sunday with high pressure over our area. Upper 40s and sunshine today. Will be clear for the overnight hours, our low near 20. And then we're in the upper 50s and sunny on Saturday, a little bit breezy. Some clouds on Saturday night, a mix of sun and clouds, and we're in the upper 60s on Sunday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
I went out, I had one other question I needed to ask Miss Haley, and I didn't put my coat on when I went out there, and it is cold out there. Sunny and 25 at this hour. Our humidity is at 70%. The dew point is 16. Our winds are out of the north at 4. Pressure at 30.65 and holding steady. Our air quality is 34. We have good air quality. When you mix all of this stuff together, it feels like it's 20. So make sure you've got your coat with you this morning. Our high yesterday was 53. Our overnight low was 18. 1 year ago, we had a high of 67 and a low of 25. Sunset, 5:38 this afternoon. Sunrise at 6:44 in the morning. Around the region, sunshine all over New Mexico at this hour. 28 in Carlsbad, 24 in Roswell, 26 in Hobbs, America. Around New Mexico, 22 in Albuquerque, 16 in Santa Fe. And looky here, Lana, it's actually colder in Cloudcroft than it is in Artesia at this hour. It's 17 at Cloudcroft, 18 at Ruidoso, 26 in Las Cruces, 14 in Farmington, 10 at Red River, 21 in Clovis, and in West Texas at this hour, sunshine, 26 in Lubbock, 29 in El Paso, and again here in Artesia, we've got sunny skies, 25 degrees, and that is our weather forecast for the day. Sports, we've got basketball on the radio and on the TV tonight. We've got Artesia High School boys and girls varsity basketball against Lovington. That'll be tonight. The girls are scheduled to start at 5:30 following the JV girls game, and the boys will play immediately following, 15-20 minutes or so following the girls game tonight. And Artesia is 3-0 in district. Lovington on the boys' side is 1-2. On the girls' side, 1-2. And matter of fact, everybody other than Artesia is 1-2 in our district going into tonight's action as we start the second half of district. Girls have won 3 in a row. They are 14-8 overall. And as I said, are 3-0 in district. Lovington is on a 1-game winning streak. They beat Goddard on Tuesday for their first district win in a long, long time. And Goddard fell to 1-2. They've lost 2 games in a row. They lost to us in Roswell on Friday, and then they lost to Lovington on Tuesday. Portales is on a 1-game winning streak as they must... Who did they defeat last? They must have defeated Lovington or Goddard. Well, it must have been Lovington. And they're 1-2. So, if Artesia wins the game tonight, they'll be 4-0 in district. Depending on who wins between Goddard and Portales tonight, one of those teams will be 2-2. One of them will be 1-3. So Artesia will have a 2-game lead in district with 2 games left to go. On the boys' side, it's almost identical. Artesia 3-0. They're on a 4-game winning streak. Lovington, Goddard, and Portales are 1-2. Lovington comes into the game having lost to Goddard on Tuesday. Goddard has a 1-game winning streak. Portales has lost 2 games in a row. Artesia is 14-9 overall. Lovington is 12-9, and that's what's happening tonight. Now, Portales, boys and girls, are at Goddard, and since that's at Goddard, we'll have our camera guys there, and Coach Deck and Coach White will be calling the play-by-play for us tonight, and that'll be on the Goddard channel at KSVPTV.com. It'll also pop up on your YouTube, KSVP TV on YouTube, and I think it's on the... I think it's going to be on Facebook as well. I think we put it on our Facebook page here at KSVP. We encourage you to go to the games. Go support the teams. Buy some food in the concession stands. If the Sixth Man Club is there selling tickets for next week's Hamburger Fry, buy your tickets for that. If they're there, I'm not sure if they'll be there tonight, selling advance tickets or not. But get out and support the teams. If you can't, or you want to go back and watch it after it's happened, then we'll have it on the TV. We do the TV and the radio thing for the folks that can't get to the pit tonight. So that'll be going on tonight on KSVP Radio here. We'll have the Artesia boys and girls varsity games. And then on KSVP TV, we'll have the Artesia versus Lovington varsity boys and girls games. And on the Goddard channel, we'll have the Goddard versus Portales boys and girls games. Next week, Artesia goes to Portales on Tuesday and then hosts Goddard next Friday, and that'll finish out the district basketball season. The district tournament will be the week after that, and then that weekend after the district tournament will be Selection Sunday. The NMAA will seed the state basketball tournament. 16 teams will get to go. And the following weekend will be the first round. On the Friday night will be the girls' first round games. And Saturday will be the boys' first round games. And those are at the higher seed. So what we're hoping is that Artesia, both boys and girls, finish out strong with district, get a top 8 seed in the state basketball tournament, and host their first round games here in a couple of weeks. But got to play the games, and we've got Lovington tonight. Remember, for the girls, Lovington girls got a district win last Tuesday at Goddard, so can't look past the Lovington girls anymore. And the Goddard boys and girls are hosting Portales, and that's going to be a good one. I think one of those games went in overtime when they played up in Portales and all that. So, okay, that's what we've got going on. Texas Tech, we have another Texas Tech game on the radio coming up tomorrow. They will be taking on Kansas State, and that'll be pregame Saturday at 4. Tip-off set for Saturday at 5. So you can listen to that on the radio or on our app if you're within 75 miles of Artesia, that'll be Saturday night, starting at 4 o'clock. Sunday, of course, is Super Bowl Sunday. We ain't doing nothing. Nobody's doing nothing except worrying about the game. And then on Monday, the 13th, Texas Tech basketball again. They're going to be taking on Texas. And that'll be a radio broadcast, 6 o'clock on Monday evening. And then on Monday at 7 at the Estelle Yates Auditorium, it's the Band Sweetheart Concert. And this is the first school concert event to take place in the updated Estelle Yates Auditorium. They've updated lighting, they've updated sound, they've updated cameras. They've done some other tweaks and updates there in the auditorium. And so the Band Sweetheart Concert is Monday night at 7 o'clock. And Ben and I are going to be doing some testing of their camera equipment, and it should be on our website streaming as well Monday night from the Estelle Yates Auditorium. But they would certainly love for you to go to do that. Let's see. All right, let's take a break. And when we come back, let's see if the librarian is with us. I mean, I know, well, library segment. That's what's next. That's what I'm trying to say.
Innovation, service, integrity, and knowledge. J.S. Ward and Son Insurance Agency. Auto and home, life and health, personal and commercial. Bonds too, since 1925. We have the coverage for you. Innovation, service, integrity, and knowledge. J.S. Ward and Son Insurance Agency.
It's almost Valentine's Day, and you're not sure what to get for your Valentine? Give the gift of flowers from Teleflora and Lovebud Floral in Artesia. Teleflora arrangements feature beautiful, fresh roses in red or pink, delivered in a selection of keepsake vases. Your Teleflora Valentine gift can be delivered to your sweetheart at home, at the office, or across the country, wherever she may be. Order right now before you forget. Lovebud Floral and Gifts, 575-748-1010, or stop by 1010 West Main, Artesia.
Hello, this is Andrew Davidson, Market President of First National Bank.
And this is Jana Gentry, Residential Mortgage Lender.
We offer a full range of financial products that create possibilities in the lives we touch. And in this community, we're proud to serve.
If you seek a loan to purchase a home, are a first-time home buyer taking the first steps towards making your homeownership dreams come true, or are looking to refinance your current residence, we are here every step of the way and will help make choosing the right mortgage loan simple.
First National Bank. We're big enough to serve, small enough to care.
Member FDIC and equal housing lender. What's tougher than a Ford truck? Finding a Ford truck. Artesia Ford Sales is ready to help with a great selection of certified pre-owned Ford trucks. All certified pre-owned vehicles qualify for low 0.99% interest for 36 months. If a new Ford truck is what you want, let us order your new truck from the factory. Artesia Ford can price protect your selection. The price today is the price you'll pay when your new truck is delivered. Don't let buying a new truck be tough. Make buying a Ford truck easy by visiting Artesia Ford Sales today. There are things you can do to improve the value of your current home if you plan to sell, and a few things you probably shouldn't do. The folks at Lois Oliver Real Estate are experts in real estate in Artesia and can help you with some great advice. If you want to talk to a local expert about buying or selling a home in Artesia, visit with any of the agents at Lois Oliver Real Estate. We know Artesia, and we're ready to help you buy or sell or find local experts who can answer your questions. Lois Oliver Real Estate. We love it here. Find us at 210 South Roselawn or online at loisoliverrealestate.com.
Looking for a delicious lunch or dinner? Asian Market brings the flavors of the East to Roswell. Dine in or carry out. Sample the best Asian cuisine in town. Try their stir-fry rice with pork, chicken, beef, or all three. How about their pad thai chicken, sesame chicken, or sweet and sour chicken? Or try their glass noodle and Thai beef salad, all made fresh to order. Dine in or call ahead and pick up at the Asian Market today.
Hi, this is Nok. Come see me at the Asian Market, 5702 South Main in Roswell. Call 575-840-5309.
Prepare for a tale of malice, murder, and meatballs. girls, the Ocotillo Comedy Troupe presents Who Poisoned His Meatball? Coming to the Ocotillo Performing Arts Center February 17th through the 19th. Performances are Friday and Saturday, February 17th and 18th at 7 p.m. with a Sunday matinee at 2 p.m. Tickets are just $15 for adults and can be purchased at the box office or at ArtesiaArtsCouncil.com. Who Poisoned His Meatball? February 17th through the 19th at the Ocotillo Performing Arts Center. Ad paid for through Artesian Lodgers Tax.
Back on Good Morning Artesia, and time for our library segment. And Valerie, I was just chuckling because somebody sent me a blonde joke, and it's a good one.
Uh-oh.
So I'm going to have this ready for Aaron's segment, but it has to do with the blonde that was looking for work and accepted an offer to paint the porch for $50.
Okay.
And so I don't want to spoil the rest of the joke, but
I need to be listening. Is that what?
well, I can text you if you just can't. You know, you're busy. You have a job.
Yes.
So anyway, how are things? You feeling better this week?
I am. I'm great. Thanks for asking.
Yeah. Everybody's either getting colds or allergies. All that mustard grass, and I want somebody to explain to me how this mustard weed grows when it's 20 degrees outside. I'm still trying to figure that one out.
Well, yeah, and it's pretty cold out there this morning. A little colder than I would like.
Yeah. So hopefully it'll warm up soon. But we didn't have the snow like they had up at Klein's Corners yesterday, so that was good.
Oh, I didn't know. Okay.
Yeah, the interstate closed down for a few hours. Bunch of wrecks up around Klein's Corners, and we were laughing because the first report that we got said they've closed the interstate east of Klein's Corners to 2.2 miles and east of Klein's Corners 6.7 miles. And it's like, no, wait a minute. it's either east or west, it's not east or east. So
east by east, yeah, I don't know. I don't get that.
people need to proofread. Well, I know there's probably a lot of activity out in the I was going to say causeway, but that's not right. What do you call the entryway there? The throughway?
Well, we have a fancy name. It's called the Promenade.
The Promenade, yes. So you got a lot of activity out there, I bet, this morning.
We will in an hour when we open the doors, but yes, we have a large meeting room full of books that will be on book sale here in an hour at 9:30, from 9:30 to 5:30 today. Tons of books, anything you could ever imagine. This is the Friends of the Library annual book sale. It is to raise money. Basically, we use that money for a lot of things that go into our children's library. So if you come out and pick up some used books, you are actually contributing to our children's library. So we appreciate that.
And they've got pretty good pricing on that. I was reading $1 a book,
yes,
$5 a bag, and $10 to $15 per box. I guess that depends on the size of the box that you bring in.
Yes, and we do have some boxes here. You can bring your own bag or box if you'd like, and we will make a fair deal with you.
There you go. So today and tomorrow, get some books at a good price and help out the library. So.
Yes, I also want to mention that our Friends of the Library just replaced our popcorn machine that we use at a lot of our large events, and so we have our smaller old popcorn machine that will be we will be holding a silent auction for it.
Ah, okay.
If you're interested in a tabletop popcorn machine, this is your opportunity to get a used one.
Ah, silent auction, huh? It still works?
Of course. We have just outgrown it.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. I have to come in and check that out. And is that silent auction going on now? And when will you award the highest bidder?
Yes, so it starts at 9:30. I believe it will end tomorrow around 1:30. And then highest bidder will walk away with the popcorn machine.
Well, there you go. Check that out. I keep thinking that'd be nice to have, but then I have teeth. And I just don't want to, I like the dentist, but I just, I'd rather just go for the regular visits.
Right. Love popcorn. It's not always the greatest afterwards, though.
Yeah, you just got to be careful. I miss the theater, because the theater here has, I don't know if it's still there or not, but they had one of the best popcorn poppers on the planet. And they had awesome popcorn. And you went to the movie and bought your popcorn. The movie might be terrible, but the popcorn was always perfect. And so I kind of miss that movie theater popcorn. But, well, good.
That's half the experience.
That's right. That's right. All right. So what's next on the list? I'm sure you've got some other nice things coming up.
Right. So next Tuesday, our children's programs start back up. We had a break this week, so we're looking forward to getting back to our children's programs starting Tuesday of next week, which is Valentine's Day.
Yep.
So happy Valentine's Day. So we'll have our children's story time and craft at 10 o'clock on Tuesday. Every week at 2 p.m. we have our Tuesday Dungeons and Dragons. Been having a pretty good crowd of those folks coming. Wednesdays at 10 a.m. we have our Mother Goose program, which is for the parents and babies, basically. And then Thursdays at 11 a.m. we have our toddler play, which is really popular here at the library. And then another really popular event that we've been having all winter long is our after-school STEAM program, and that is every Thursday at 4 p.m. And then on every other Friday, we have a role-playing magic card game at 3 p.m. on Fridays.
Magic the Gathering, I think, is the name of the game.
Magic the Gathering.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll have to come and see what the difference, because I'm guessing that you'll make somebody mad if you come up to the Magic the Gathering and say, "Oh, is this like Dungeons and Dragons or or one or the other?"
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You might.
So, well, that's fine. So the Magic the Gathering is this Friday. I'm sorry, not this Friday, next Friday, on the 17th.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I know you've got some book clubs that are, the meetings aren't next week, but they're coming up. And you want to talk about your book club and the books that they're reading for those?
Yes, so every month we have 2 book clubs. We have a noon book club, which takes place on the 3rd Monday of every month. And our book that is coming up on the 20th, it's called I Capture the Castle. It's by Dodie Smith. It's a classic. Kind of a love story, I believe. I'm just starting it, so never read that one before, but you still have an opportunity, of course, to come in, and we have plenty of copies available. When you come into the library, those copies for book club are right near our new bookshelf, so easy to find. And then on the last Thursday of every month, we have a Kitschlit book club, and that is for foodies, lovers of food and kitchens and restaurants and anything food related. And our book for that, coming up on the 23rd, is Cooking for Picasso.
Okay. I was looking these up on the Libby app, both these books.
Uh-huh.
Doesn't look like the Capture the Castle is available on the online service. Cooking for Picasso is both the audiobook and the regular book, but they're checked out right now. So
yeah. So occasionally it happens that there is not a digital version of the book available. So we do strive to find those and make those available on our Libby service, but for some reason I Capture the Castle is not available. But like I said, we have plenty of copies here in the library.
That's right. That's right. So that's where you can get a copy.
Yes.
So, Lana keeps asking me if I've checked out Spare yet. I said, no. but then I go and I look to see if it's available. It's still on hold.
It's a popular book right now.
It
Very
is.
popular.
It is. So, yeah, I guess one of these days I'll check it to hear. And here's something else. If you get the audiobook through the Libby service, this particular book is read by the author.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah. So, sometimes they are. A lot of times they're not. They'll hire somebody to read the book for you.
Yes, they do have professional book readers.
Yeah. But in this case, if you want to check out the audiobook of Spare by Prince Harry will read to you. So
that's pretty nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty nice.
Kind of
To
interesting.
be read to by a prince.
Okay, I guess you could look at it that way. That is correct. That is correct. So, but yeah, if you want to be in the book club, attend the book club meetings and want to read those books, you do have them at the library, so you can check them out there. So.
Yes, and I want to mention as well that all of our programs and events here at the library are always free and open to the public. If you don't have a library card, that is free as well. You just need to come in with some photo ID, and we will get you a library card.
Photo ID, not your belt buckle, but an actual photo ID. I'm sorry, I just had that. Oh, I'm sorry. Green Lights is read by Matthew McConaughey.
Oh, yeah.
It's his memoirs.
That book came out a little while ago, but still popular, I believe, yes.
Yeah, and according to Jeffrey, that's another one that's actually read by the author, so that's kind of neat. I wonder if every chapter starts out with, all right, all right, all right.
I'll bet he says it somewhere in there.
He'd have to do that. Well, good. Well, anything else that's coming up? I know you're working on, always working on different programs, things like that.
Yeah, we're just working hard always on programming future programs. So in May, of course, we will be still participating in the citywide Comic-Con, so we're getting ready for that.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, we're really getting ready to, we have a lot of our summer reading program already planned, but we are jumping into that and getting all of that figured out. We will have a full summer reading program during June and July, so looking forward to that as well.
I just was looking on the Libby app of, it just popped up on magazines that are available now. And there's a very unflattering picture of Prince Harry on the cover of Us Weekly.
Oh, no.
And it says, Harry says, I'm done. I don't know. I've never been one to read the tabloids there that you usually see in the checkout line at the grocery store, but that's the nice thing about the app. If you get your library card and then you have the app, is that you can, nobody has to see you buy this magazine at the grocery store.
True, and the best thing is that you get to read these for free. Any magazine that you want to. We have, 3,000 to 4,000 magazines on Libby, which is phenomenal. And magazines are expensive.
That's right. That's right.
I've paid $20 for a magazine before, so you can read all of these for free.
Exactly, and then they don't clutter up, the junk pile, and you're not having to figure out what to do with that box of magazines that now need to be recycled because you've read them
right.
and returned them, in essence, to the library. So. 3,300 titles is what it says on here. Us Weekly, The New Yorker, Woman's World, Prevention Magazine, National Geographic, Star. Good Housekeeping, Food Network. HGTV is part of the magazine world there. Minecraft World Magazine. I figures there'd be a magazine for that.
There are still magazines for just about everyone and everything.
Yeah. Country Living UK, Better Homes and Gardens, Reader's Digest. Really? That's still here?
That's still around.
I remember the old Reader's Digest and their abbreviated versions of other other stories. Reader's Digest it's available in the Libby app. So I keep mentioning, because I know you've talked from time to time about some of your digital services that are available from the library.
Yes. Well, we appreciate your support of Libby and everything digital. It's a wonderful service to have.
Yep, sure is. Well, good. Is there anything else we need to make sure folks are aware of today?
Just that we are always sprucing up our collections. We have new books coming in all the time. Our children's collection of books is growing. Everywhere from beginning reader on up to, teen books. We're always getting new books in, and we'd love to see current card holders and new card holders come in and check out our new materials, and let us know if there's something that we don't have, and we'd be happy to get it.
Excellent. And the book sale, the Friends of the Library book sale, starts today at 9:30, tomorrow 10 to 2, and be sure and bid on the popcorn machine that
absolutely
being a silent auction, right? Silent auction.
Silent auction, yes.
So very good. If you love eBay, you'll really enjoy the popcorn machine auction. So
yes.
All right. Well, Valerie, thank you so much. We appreciate your time today.
All right. Thank you, Gene.
And have a good weekend. We'll take a break now, see what else Jared has dug up for you on the news, Eddy County Sports Report, and Lou Dobbs. Don't go away.
Now your Pecos Valley News Update. I'm Jared Cirillo. Roswell police are on the hunt for a man they say was responsible for firing a gun into a house with children inside it. Justino Martinez is wanted for the drive-by shooting on Tuesday at the home on East 5th Street in Roswell. Police said 3 kids ages 2 to 8 were inside the home. Thankfully, none of them were injured, despite dozens of bullet holes that riddled the house. The driver of the car has been arrested. That's a 16-year-old boy. Police are not releasing his name, but if you know where Justino Martinez is, call Roswell Police. And a key state commission that guides New Mexico's wildlife agency and oversees a multi-million-dollar budget that includes conservation, hunting, and fishing programs will not be able to do any business until the governor fills at least one of 4 outstanding vacancies. Game Commission Chair Deanna Archuleta submitted her resignation Monday, and that leaves the 7-member panel short of a quorum. Her announcement that she needed to devote more time to her job with a Washington, D.C.-based lobbying firm came less than 2 weeks after taking over as chair. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo reporting.
It's time for the Eddy County Sports Report. I'll tell you, if your school's name isn't Carlsbad or Artesia, in district play, you're looking up at those two, and everybody seems to have a 1-2 league mark. But district goes on tonight with Artesia and Carlsbad in the catbird seat, both for boys basketball and girls basketball. And we've got a doubleheader tonight in Artesia with Lovington visiting the Bulldogs. The Artesia girls are 14-8, 3-0 in district. Lovington is 11-11. That starts at 5:30. Then the boys follow. Right after that, the Artesia boys 14-9, 3-0 in district play. Lovington is 12-9. Meanwhile, the Carlsbad boys will play at Roswell tonight, starting at 7 o'clock. Carlsbad 3-0 in district play, and the Cave girls are also 3-0. They'll be at home tonight against Roswell. That also starts at 7. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at KSVP Radio, AM 990.
This is Jason Espinoza with today's Capital Report. According to the Energy, Minerals, and Natural Resources Department, the 2022 wildfires and post-fire floods provided clear evidence that the needs of New Mexico's forests are broader than just timber production and fire suppression. House Bill 195, introduced by Representatives Matthew McQueen and Greg Neibert, and Senators Kerry Hamblin and Pat Woods, updates the Forest Conservation Act to recognize that the Energy, Minerals, and Natural Resources Department Forestry Division is the contracting agent for the state for forest fire suppression, rehabilitation and repair, post-fire slope stabilization, erosion control, riparian restoration, seeding, and reforestation of burned areas, as well as forest conservation and forest health. Advocates state the proposed update to the act is needed to memorialize that the state of New Mexico is authorized to access federal funding assistance to states under the Federal Cooperative Forestry Assistance Act of 1978. In addition to qualifying New Mexico to receive more federal funding, the legislation would also eliminate practices that conflict with today's firefighting safety standards and provide a clear mandate for forest conservation and climate change mitigation and adaptation. The bill is awaiting debate on the House floor. For the New Mexico News Network, I'm Jason Espinoza.
I'm Lou Dobbs. Stocks losing this week. Investors looking for relief. Consumer confidence forecast higher. Those stories next. Lou Dobbs here for the good folks at Lone Star Transfer. If you felt like booking your timeshare was difficult in the past, you know it's recently been almost impossible. Most clients are shocked to learn their timeshare is now available to the public, severely limiting their booking options. Many owners have also reached out, upset their yearly dues have nearly doubled during this maintenance fee season. For well over a decade, this family-owned company has had the pleasure of helping over 18,000 owners legally and permanently get out of their never-ending timeshare fees. With an A-plus rating at the Better Business Bureau and over 900 five-star testimonials, their clients know they can trust Lone Star Transfer. Lone Star Transfer guarantees the release of all liability in your timeshare in writing and in a specific time frame. Call my good friends today for a free no-obligation consultation at 844-284-4739. That's 844-284-4739 or online at LoneStarTransfer.com. The market heading for a losing week. Stocks giving up ground in yesterday's session. All three major indexes finishing lower despite more positive earnings. Wall Street unimpressed even after nearly 70% of companies on the S&P have beaten quarterly targets. Investors continue to focus on the Fed's rate hike campaign. Honda reporting earnings today. Net profits there forecast to be more than 4% higher than last quarter. Revenue to be 19% higher. Back in November, Honda cut its forecast due to a chip shortage, now expected to beat Wall Street's targets. Global Foundries will be GM's long-term chip supplier. Global Foundries stock jumped 3% after the deal was announced yesterday. First consumer confidence update of the month coming today. Forecast to be higher than the last reading. Recent data showing people feeling better about the economy. Please join me 3 times each weekday right here on this station. This is the Lou Dobbs Financial Report.
I mean, you can get the magazines, you can get Car and Driver magazines. I mean, if you don't like to spend a boatload of money buying magazines or subscriptions. And subscriptions, what's always funny about magazine subscriptions, at least from what I've been told, is they'll sit there. You've got 6 months left before your subscription expires, and they're already sending you renewal notices, or they're, sending you a renewal notice and get these other magazines. And it's like, really? Do I want to do that? Let's see. Here's the BBC History magazine is available on the Libby service. PC magazine is up there. Reader's Digest Canada, Rolling Stone. You can get the Rolling Stone magazine. The January 2023 edition is right now. National Geographic History, November, December issues up there for you to do that. Apple magazine, if you're into the Apple products, are all available. It's quite amazing what is available through the magazines. Over 3,300 titles that are available. Motor Trend Truck, What's on TV, Pioneer Woman. I guess that's a big deal. Anyway, let's take a quick break. Jeffrey, we're going to go ahead and go to the break, and then we'll be back. Linda Stevens is here to talk trash in just a moment.
Lots of folks are buying used vehicles these days, and they're just as proud of them as if they were brand new. And why not? The pre-owned cars and trucks at Roswell Ford look and smell brand new. And Roswell Ford stands behind every pre-owned vehicle with a 3-day money-back guarantee and a complimentary 90-day 4,000-mile warranty. Roswell Ford has more than 400 vehicles in stock, by far the biggest selection in this part of the state, with new Fords arriving all the time. So it only makes sense to come see us first when you're ready to start car shopping. Speaking of pride, our customers are just tickled with our mobile service van that comes to your home or work and turns your driveway or parking lot into a service bay. We can take care of routine maintenance like oil and filter changes, tire rotations, and battery service, and you don't have to be without your vehicle. Of course, some restrictions apply. For great selection and great service, you can count on your friends at the Tailgate Nation.
This is the owner of Trustmark Roofing, and nothing makes us happier than telling our customers no. As in, no pricing games. We give you a guaranteed price, and then we stand by it. No surprises, no gotchas. No obscurity. We don't just tell you what's wrong with your roof. We record our inspections and show you. No lemons. We install premium roofing materials from top brands like Owens Corning. No shortcuts. We're in the 2% of roofers with the Owens Corning Preferred Contractor Certificate for our local area. This means we offer precision installation and the longest warranties. Want a beautiful new roof that's built to last? Choose Trustmark Roofing, the roofer that loves to tell our customers no. For an estimate, call us at 575-755-ROOF or find us online at trustmarkroofpros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
The global demand for oil and natural gas is growing, and leaders are looking to American producers to satisfy that demand with the abundant resources available in our country. If you're passionate about keeping energy affordable for your neighbor and reliable for everyone, then it's time you consider a career in oil and natural gas. Coterra Energy is expanding their Permian team and is offering an unmatched employee benefits package. If you're interested in applying, text Coterra to 71441. That's COTERRA to 71441. Coterra Energy is an equal opportunity employer.
Edge Safety and Services LLC in Artesia, New Mexico has an immediate opening for a safety technician. Position requires a clean driving record and must be able to pass a drug and alcohol screen. Edge Safety offers great pay with IRA benefits and employer contribution towards health benefits. Please email resumes to edgecoding@yahoo.com or apply in person at 402 West Main Street inside the Edge Safety and Services facility. Edge Safety and Services LLC is an equal opportunity employer.
This is John.
Hey, my name is John Jackson.
He's not some actor. He's a steward of the land with a John Deere 3 Series tractor. John runs with us. Nothing runs like a Deere. Get a 3 Series tractor with 0% APR for 72 months at your John Deere dealer today. For additional cost information, please call toll-free 855-633-2316.
Stop by Pecos Valley Equipment in Artesia or Roswell, or visit us online at pecosvalleyequipment.com.
Pecans are a big deal here in Chaves County. We have some of the biggest orchards in the country, and lots of us have pecan trees in our yards. Hi, this is Jim Gill from Roswell Seed Company. Whether you have one pecan tree or 1,000 of them, this time of year, every pecan tree needs fertilizing. So come see us at Roswell Seed Company, and we'll get you fixed up with the right fertilizer for your pecan trees, so that next year, your nuts will be big and beautiful. And that's all I'm going to say about that.
I haven't checked with my accountant to see if I should proceed with this one.
$30.
Well, that's what it is now. Who knows what it's going to be?
Yeah.
So anyway, Linda's here from Artesia Clean and Beautiful, and we were just talking. I was talking with Valerie at the library about the magazines online, and I asked you if there were any magazines that would be good inspiration for recycled art.
Right.
And you said
Farmhouse Sampler.
Farmhouse Sampler, and it's available.
And Country Sampler, a lot of those, because they have so much old stuff in them. Mm-hmm. And a lot of it looks like crap that you could have found in the metal pile. But, it's amazing what a little bit of paint and stuff will do. And then it's like, oh, my God, this is, a $500 object if you had to go to the high-class boutique. And purchase it. So there's a lot of cool ideas in there. You just have to don't say, oh, I could never make my room look like that. Well, yeah, you could. Not all at once, obviously, because you can't find all these things at one time. But when you look at something, you can say, hey, I could do that, and then maybe I could, come up with something that'll work over here, and then I'll have a whole display or on the mantle or a table or,
Yeah.
I don't like to go into somebody's house that you know exactly where they bought everything. Like, okay, this room was from Ashley. This room was from
Target.
I don't know all the furniture stores around here, but you could pick out which furniture store they bought it in. In other words, it wasn't curated through years, which tells something about the people that live there.
Yeah. You can look at it and go, that's Bill Glenn right there.
Yeah, or
I mentioned that one because they advertise with us. So
several years ago, there was always the home tours, just the first weekend in December.
Yes, I remember that. Yeah.
The Assistance League, I think, put them on. Well, there was a huge house over on the river, 10,000 square foot house, and I decided, I'm going. Didn't make any difference what happened that day. Well, long story, there's a dead limb hanging off my tree in the front of the house that I know is going to get somebody that walks by the sidewalk. So I'm out there trying to get it off with a rake. Well, the rake slips, and I land on my tailbone at Mach speed, and I'm
You missed the
no. You leap up like to make sure nobody was watching you try to kill yourself here with this limb. Limb's still hanging there.
See if you made it to YouTube.
Yeah, it didn't fall off till days later all by itself because I cussed it out. But yeah, I was determined I was going to that house. I could barely get in and out of the car. And then, of course, it was 2 stories, and I thought, steps, oh, God, please, let me do this. But I was so disappointed.
You were.
Because you couldn't tell anything about the house, or the people that lived there.
Very generic?
It was very, very, it was all new, but it was whatever room was displayed in this furniture store or this store or this store or that store. And there was no personality whatsoever in that house to tell that anything, not even give a hint about people that lived there. And there were people that lived there. The cutest room was the kids' room, the little playroom. Oh, that was darling.
Yeah.
And the floral arrangements in there were done by, and they're not there anymore, a place downtown.
A florist?
And, well, they weren't a florist. They were 2 girls that decorated like crazy and did immaculate, amazing floral arrangements, swags and whatever. Of course, it was close to Christmas, being first week of December, so they had some, incredible, floral pieces. But the rest of it, you could tell nothing. So it's better if you have great-grandma's whatever, and then yours or your mother's or your sister's or the flea market or the yard sale down the street, and you put it all together, and then you make something that looks like you paid a very expensive designer to come to your house and put it all together. Because that's what they do anyhow. They don't necessarily go, oh, I need this furniture store. No, let's reupholster this piece and make an ottoman that'll go with it, and then it'll look perfect in this corner or something. Curated over time is much more appealing than everything brand new.
But the point of bringing this up is that there are.
A long story to get to where we're going.
there are sources available either online or magazines or at the library. If you're kind of stuck, you want to participate in the recycled art program, but you're not exactly sure, or maybe you have an idea, but you're wondering if somebody else has come up with a similar thing so that you can borrow the plans or the concept.
Plagiarize is the best form of flattery.
If you take it from one source, it's plagiarism. But if you take it from 2 or more, it's research.
Well, and then I understand it only has to be, 15% different than the original, and then it's not a copy.
Well, that's your rules there.
No,
for your recycled art.
Somewhere along the line.
Is it 15%?
It may not even be that high.
Okay. In any case, there are places where you can get inspiration and get ideas to come up with some recycled art concepts.
Some of the coolest baskets make great drop lights, chandeliers, turn them upside down, hang something from them, paint them a different color, and you've got a bazillion-dollar light fixture there. But that basket may not look like. I've got an old wicker lamp, little table lamp, bedside lamp, whatever, but it didn't have a shade when I got it. And somewhere along the line, I found the perfect basket.
Yeah.
You know, poke a hole in the end, put your washers on each side, you know, and you've got a harp for your lamp. And it looked like it had been there all the time.
Yeah.
Because the way it was woven, it was almost the same as what the original wicker piece was. So, you know, there are ways. You just have to not think outside the box, but look outside the box.
Look outside the box.
As to what could possibly, you know.
And we're mentioning this because we're trying to encourage people to get ready to come up with some items to enter the Recycled Art Show, which is coming up in March.
I've seen really cool things made out of tomato cages.
Okay.
Oh, really?
Okay.
You know, you just have to think about it. You know, just because the prongs are on the bottom to where they poke into the ground.
Mm-hmm. Do they have to?
Yeah. You know, turn it upside down, curl those pointy spikes, decorate. You know, yeah, it's amazing what you can come up with.
Yeah, you can make a castle.
Well, okay.
Or you could use that as the rook for your giant life-size chess set that...
Well, I was going for more of really unique light fixtures.
Well, there you go.
Oh, I saw one the other day.
Hold that thought. We need to break for news.
Yeah.
Linda's going to hold that thought. We'll be back. This is KSVP Artesia, K229AS Artesia. We're coming up on 9 o'clock. And but first, we have to find out what Joe Biden mumbled yesterday.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. President Biden, who has repeatedly claimed that he wants to work with Republicans, is nonetheless ramping up the political rhetoric targeting the GOP as he nears a final decision on a re-election bid.
All week long, the president has been warning that Republicans in Congress want to pass a bill cutting Social Security and Medicare.
Well, I guarantee you, it will not happen. I will veto it.
There is no such legislation being considered, and if there were, it would not pass the Democrat-controlled Senate. So the president's warnings are widely seen as laying the groundwork for an expected re-election campaign announcement this spring. Greg Clugston, the White House.
They are shining a white-hot spotlight on the alleged political weaponization of government, specifically the Justice Department by the Biden regime. House Republicans, led by Ohio's Jim Jordan, launching hearings into the situation brought to light by FBI insiders.
In my time in Congress, I have never seen anything like this. Dozens and dozens of whistleblowers, FBI agents coming to us talking about what's going on, the political nature at the Justice Department. Not Jim Jordan saying this, not Republicans, not conservatives, good, brave FBI agents who are willing to come forward and give us the truth.
The special counsel investigating former President Trump after Mr. Trump had questioned the outcome of the 2020 election has sent a subpoena to former Vice President Mike Pence. Emergency crews making a series of dramatic rescues this morning in Turkey, pulling several people from the rubble 4 days after the catastrophic 7.8 magnitude earthquake that killed more than 22,000 people. Watching Wall Street, stocks are mixed. The Dow is up 31 points, while the Nasdaq is down 84. The S&P trading 4 points lower. More on these stories at townhall.com.
First, we decide where we want to go. Then we need to know the best way to get there. Hi, my name's Adam Barada. I'm the owner of Advantage Gold. We're the highest rated precious metals firm in the country. We teach people how to own physical gold and silver. Now, we've won the Best of TrustLink Award 4 years in a row because we educate our clients on how to buy gold and silver the right way. We don't pay celebrity spokespeople millions of dollars. We'd rather pass that value on to you. Call 800-900-8000 and speak with one of our experts. We'll send you a free gold kit along with my latest #1 national best-selling book, The Great Devaluation. Call 800-900-8000. That's 800-900-8000. Get the best information, the best process, the best service, the best value. Call Advantage Gold at 800-900-8000. Call 800-900-8000.
Advantage Gold is not an investment advisor or a tax advisor. Consult with your financial advisor before investing.
For years, Turkey has tempted fate by not enforcing modern building codes while allowing, and in some cases actually encouraging, a real estate boom in earthquake-prone areas.
The lax enforcement, which experts have long warned about, is gaining renewed scrutiny in the aftermath of this week's devastating earthquake, which has flattened thousands of buildings and killed more than 20,000 people across Turkey and Syria. David Alexander, a professor of emergency planning at University College London, tells the AP this is a disaster caused by shoddy construction, not by an earthquake. The problem has been largely ignored, experts say, because addressing it would be expensive, unpopular, and arguably restrain a key engine of the country's economic growth. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
As Ukraine pushes for Russian athletes to be barred from next year's Paris Olympics, officials from 30 countries holding a summit today to discuss how to respond. News and analysis, townhall.com. Elon Musk, it seems, has an issue with Ukraine's use of his Starlink service.
Musk's SpaceX doesn't want Ukraine to use its Starlink satellite service to direct combat drones in its war against Russia. So it's limiting Ukraine's ability to use it for offensive purposes. A government advisor said Ukraine uses Starlink to liberate, not attack, and that the satellite service has saved hundreds of thousands of lives. Tasha Stevens reporting.
One high-ranking Russian official says his country will cut oil production by 500,000 barrels per day next month in response to the West capping the price of its crude over the war in Ukraine. In the words of Deputy Prime Minister Alexander Novak, we will not sell oil to those who directly or indirectly adhere to the price ceiling. The group of 7 major democracies has imposed a $60 per barrel price cap on Russian oil shipped to non-Western countries. More on these stories, townhall.com.
I know what you're expecting to hear right now, the announcement of today's KSVIP. Well, I don't have a name for today, and I need your help. If you know someone who needs to be recognized for being a very special person, call right now, 746-2751. Ask for Tana and schedule a KSVIP. Your special someone will be recognized at this time all day long on their day, and they'll receive a flower courtesy of Lovebud Floral in Artesia. So call today and schedule your KSVIP.
Mowing my front lawn. I know they're all thinking I'm so wide and nerdy. Think I'm just too wide and nerdy. Think I'm just too wide and nerdy. Can't you see I'm white and nerdy? Look at me, I'm white and nerdy. I wanna roll with the gangsters, but so far they all think I'm too wide and nerdy. Think I'm just too wide and nerdy. Think I'm just too wide and nerdy. I'm just too wide and nerdy. Really wide and nerdy.
I mean, I'd like to take him to E-Waste after all this stuff. I was telling Linda about the little inside baseball stuff here. Westwood One, we get all of our programming via satellite. So I have in the rack here, this is the Texas Tech receiver. This is the Premier Network receiver for KSVP. Westwood One for KSVP. Premier for KEND. Westwood One for KEND. And the new Westwood One receiver that's going to be used for both KSVP and KEND. That one is the Dallas Cowboys receiver. And then that black box up there with the green light, that's the Le Numero Uno programming for KPZE. And then we have, this is the First Methodist Church, San Jose Catholic Church. I mean, I have all this stuff in here to receive all this programming. Yeah. And it either comes in via satellite or internet. And Westwood One has decided they're going to stop using this XDS technology, which is what these are, and they've come out with that new receiver up there. And I was telling Linda during the break, I'm trying to program the grid on the new receiver, and their way of programming it is just it's not user friendly. It's very counterintuitive. It's very, this doesn't make sense. So after I got the time shifted programs figured out, and I accounted for the 6 minutes that it doesn't play because of the news, I'm looking at it on the grid, and it's still 00 to 54. I said, why is it 00 to 54? It should be 06 to 00. And so I had to go back into the playback time and tell it, don't start playing it back until 06. Because, anyway, it just...
It's a royal pain.
It's a royal pain. And then have I gotten the right hours? In other words, when I switch over to this, am I going to hear the first hour of Hugh Hewitt twice instead of the first hour, second hour, and third hour because I have misprogrammed which portion of the Hugh Hewitt show that I'm time shifting into a different hour. So once I get it all programmed, then I've got to go back and I'm going to look at each individual one just to double check myself.
You're going to pray, is what you're saying.
I am going to have to, and I'm going to have to ask for other people to pray for me because this is just...
and I'm sure they think, we simplified it for you. Yeah, I love that.
And they still haven't shown me on the grid where I go in and program the relays. We use contact closures, relay closures, to trigger things to happen in the automation system. So there's a closure for the legal ID. There's one for the local break. There's one for the liners. There's one for the, I still haven't found on the new interface where I go in and program all those. And I think from what I've read is all of the networks that feed programming to that system have to use the same relays for the same functions. And so there's only going to be 4 relays that I have to hook up, but I won't have to program them because all the networks are going to be consistent in which relays that they use. And that'll be the only thing that they've done in this move that is easier to deal with. Because that's one thing on the Premiere ones. When I go into the grid, I have to program all the relays for each of the shows, and each show has a different code number for every relay. And even they have different relay codes for different shows. Like there's the Monday through Friday Clay and Buck, and then there's the Clay and Buck Best Of, and there's different relays. Anyway, it's...
Well, if you keep this up, I'll lose my thought that I had before the break.
Yes. So we're gonna continue on with Linda Stevens from Artesia Clean and Wonderful as we get into our 9 o'clock hour number 3. And we were talking about the recycled art show.
Yes.
And different things that you can look at and go, that would be neat to recycle and turn into some art.
I saw the coolest light fixture in something I was digging through the other day. I had to screenshot it because it was a picture in a magazine.
Yeah.
The old glass funnels that we used to have in the labs or whatever.
Okay.
And they had, now don't ask me where you can go find these. And lots of times, of course the bottom has been broke off and it'll be jagged. But they had, I don't know, I've got the picture, but at least 5 or 6 of them upside down. And then you buy the little light kit, which has where you socket in the bulb and run the cord up. And then they were swagged from a location to the central, because over their table or island or whatever, the original connection in the ceiling wasn't centered. So they made it centered by swagging these.
Yeah.
Made the coolest drop lights chandelier thing over the... So the most expensive thing you're probably going to get out of this is the light kits.
Yes.
Because they are popular and everybody uses them. So, let's charge a lot for them.
Of course.
But, you never know where you're going to find stuff. And, of course, you're probably not going to be able to find that many all at once. But you might if you start looking, there Etsy and eBay and thrift shops and wherever else, or just put a word out, say, I'm looking for on a buy, sell, trade, whatever. And you might come up with something. But what a cool idea, and kind of a one-of-a-kind thing. So there's ideas out there. You just have to, like I said, think outside the box.
Yeah.
Or the junk pile, or the...
Sure. Now, you talk to the art teachers, right? They
all know. All the schools have information and posters and applications. And, when I send it, well, I don't send it. I take it and hand it to them. It's not intended, per se, for this has to be a school art project, or this has to be... What I want them to do is announce it so all of the kids know, all the teachers know, and maybe they'll also take this information home to their families and do something. Because, I don't listen to the radio, I don't read the paper, I don't do this, and I don't do that. Well, getting the word out around here anymore is a challenge. So if all of the kids know, maybe the word gets home, or they get inspired to want to do something.
Right.
So, and you
or
can
if you're a parent listening right now, you might ask your kid,
hey, do you want to do a project?
Did you get the form on the Recycled Art Show? Which age group generally? I mean, I know it's all age groups at the schools, but when you do get students, Is there a particular group that you get more than
Sixth and seventh.
Sixth and seventh?
And sometimes a lot of fifth.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you've got a fifth grader, sixth grader, or seventh grader, for sure,
yes,
ask them if they got the Recycled Art Show form.
They don't get a form unless they say, hey, I want an application, because I send a copy, and they can make a bazillion copies.
Hey, did your teacher mention anything about the Recycled Art Show? Would you please bring home the form? Because I think we're going to do something.
Yes, and you can get applications by our front door.
Okay.
I don't have to be in my office. There's a file folder stuck on the wall, and there's a sign that says recycle, and it's an obnoxious color, so you can't miss it. And you can also pick them up at the library.
Okay.
So.
And when do the entries need to start coming in?
I would like them the week before the 2nd of March.
Okay.
Because the 2nd, we will be setting up.
Which would be the 27th, 28th, 1st.
Yes, of February.
February into March,
so, yeah, because on that Thursday, the 2nd of March, we'll be setting up at the library.
Okay.
And then judging on the 3rd. You know, obviously ribbons will be stuck on the objects at that time. And jars and entry form things for People's Choice will be there at that time as well, so that if you come and see the exhibit, you can then vote for your favorites in each age group. So that's always interesting, and lots of times I just happen to be there when people are wandering around picking their favorites.
Right.
And it's always fun, really, to watch, because they get very serious. And, you know, they'll critique something as opposed to just walking by and glancing at it. I mean, they get down and really look. Say, oh, yeah, this is, you know, and I love the way this was, you know, angled or put on, or if it's a jewelry piece, you know, oh, the colors are great and they coordinate well, you know, whatever, however they do it. But you can tell they're really putting thought into this process, which is always good.
Yeah.
You know?
So, and there's prize money?
Yes.
Ah.
Yes. So, you know, if it's a pile of junk, you're going to get well paid for your pile of junk.
No, nothing wrong with that. And
No.
Then, and you mentioned the People's Choice. That kind of goes on through the week.
Yes.
And
yes. I usually pull it a day or two before we dismantle, just so they'll be displayed, the ribbons, so people can actually see. And then pictures, of course, and the displays go for the newspaper, because they're real good about coming and writing up and, you know, helping us out with that. So that's a good thing.
Well, we'll have to take some pictures too and get those
online. Yeah, I can
online.
send you pictures to display, or post rather.
Yeah.
So that'll be good.
Or I can come over and try to be, you know, an artsy photographer.
You want to judge?
No.
Oh, come on.
No. I'd be a terrible judge. I have no idea what I'm looking at. So I'd be horrible. I'm sure you've got good people that can judge these things. So ribbons and prize money and all that kind of good stuff. So
I don't judge. I wouldn't dare. You know, maybe an out-of-town show, obviously.
Here's what happens.
I don't even know these people that entered.
Yeah, here's what happens. I come over and I judge, right? And other people judge. And then we all gather together to pick our favorites. And I am on the opposite side of the room of what everybody else has picked. And I feel like I'm a loser.
Well, maybe you have better taste or different
No.
Well, you know, because if I have an artist that likes to judge, but they are an artist. I mean, they paint.
Sure.
So their perception of a lot is totally different than somebody who comes in and is a sculptor with pottery or clay, or I have a welder, or, you know.
Yeah,
so
but they have an eye.
See things differently than...
They do, and I'm always on the opposite corner. So you've got, you know, when it comes down to, well, this is it, this one or this one? Well, let's look at how everybody picked, and the other four are over here, and I'm the one holdout over here on the other side. I'd be the worst person to have on a jury. I'd be the worst person to have judging. So no, I'm sure you'll have some more qualified folks that will help you out with that.
Well, it's always an interesting experience.
Yeah, no, I think I'd like to come and look though, and take some pictures and and share the info from the people that do get picked. By the people that know what they're doing. Who's the idiot that picked that? You know, well, it'd be me.
Well, you know, there's things that I have gone into really expensive galleries because I love to go look at art. I'm an art junkie. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I don't have enough wall space in my house because there's too many windows and doors and air vents and furniture has to be placed. So needless to say, I have it stacked up in places. But you'll see things in a gallery that have a price tag that has a comma in it and maybe 2 numbers before that comma. And you're thinking, and I wouldn't hang that in a doghouse. How do they determine that this is, that this is really good and somebody's going to buy it for that?
That's true.
Well, you make a name for yourself, and it doesn't make any difference what it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
People will buy this.
Yeah.
And then I've also looked through, of course, magazines, looking at, say, Architectural Digest and somebody's house, and they are a collector of, John Doe. And they have several of his paintings. I think, why did you buy that?
Yeah.
That is the ugliest thing. There's nothing to it at all. I dog sit. Maybe I could get my fur baby there that I take care of to walk across the canvas and put a big price tag on it.
Hey, how much did Jeffrey Epstein pay for that painting of Bill Clinton in a dress? I mean, I
didn't see that. My God, I need to look it up.
You just don't know.
Yeah,
what is art
going through people's minds?
How much is Hunter Biden selling his paintings for?
God Almighty.
They're going for tons of money, so he's a really good artist.
No, he has a name, and that's it. I went to see Gary Niblet's exhibit at Carlsbad's Art Museum. Fabulous.
Uh-huh.
If you didn't see it, and you somehow happened to miss it, you really missed it. And of course, he's from Carlsbad.
Mm-hmm.
But, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
There was at least 45 pieces. And they were from, he put this together. So some of them were from private collectors and pulled them in. Absolutely fabulous.
Yeah.
When you can look at a picture of a bunch of cows being driven and you want to feel their hair around their neck because it looks like it's soft, and this is an oil painting,
mm-hmm.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
Such realism of events and places, and, you really missed something. None of them were for sale, of course.
Right.
But what a fabulous exhibit that they put on.
Yeah.
And I wish I had the time to go to, or the opportunities to go to so many more around here. Just, y'all need culture and education once in a while, and need to get up off the couch and go to these things, whether you think you're going to like it or not, because a lot of times you will be inspired by something or say, wow, I really appreciate that.
Mm-hmm. So if you get inspiration, whether it's from fine art or from recycled art, you can take old things and turn them into something new, and then enter the recycled art show. And there's no entry fee.
None.
No.
At all.
Just you have to submit it. That's all.
One of the things I would really like to know is perhaps how big your piece is going to be, so we can have make arrangements to have a place to display it.
Mm-hmm.
Like the time we got the full size or 1.5 size person out of cardboard that was laying down. It was like, okay, think fast, Linda. How are we gonna, we can't have it laying on a bench, because we had to get it up so it wouldn't get kicked, stepped on,
Right.
But it looked perfect the way we displayed it, and lots of ooh and ahs, and needless to say, people's choice,
Yeah.
But I kind of like to know these things, and you can enter at least 3 pieces. So,
Okay. You don't have to enter 3 though.
No, you don't. But if you have 3 that you would really like to,
Okay. So it'd be up to 3 pieces?
Yes, please.
Okay. All right. You said at least.
Well, okay.
That's what was confusing
Reword
me.
this. Okay.
You can enter 1, you can enter 2, you can enter 3, but beyond that, you're hogging up the space. So
that's true. So, they can hang, sit.
But you've got
display,
different age
whatever.
groups too. So if you've got the kiddos,
Pre-K to,
yeah,
the end.
yeah, and you're not competing against, like,
No.
if you're a child, you're not competing against the adults.
We break it up into 5 categories for age and judging purposes. Obviously, you don't want a second grader competing against a senior in high school. Although, we've had some pretty fabulous little kids, that have great imagination. So,
are the People's Choice broken up in the same categories
Yes.
too? Okay.
Yes.
So it's not just one People's Choice winner. It's
you have
one
each
from each.
age group gets a gets a People's Choice Award.
There you go. If anybody has any questions about the Recycled Art Show or anything we've talked about that
Yes.
may have inspired a question or a comment.
Or can I use a, Well, yeah, just give me a call.
Okay.
You can call the office. All of these are 575-748-3192. Or call my cell. And if I don't answer, because I get so many strange DirecTV calls or, things that I may not answer because it says possible spam or whatever. And leave a voicemail. I'll get back to you because I'm watching it usually when it rings to see, I don't know that number or even have a clue.
Yeah.
513-0143. Now that you can keep your number and move all over the United States, you may be from Canada or New York and move down here, and that number looks weird. But leave me a voicemail. You called for a reason.
Yeah.
You wanted something, so leave me a message if I don't answer.
What'd you ever find out on your golf tournament?
April 22nd.
So that's a new date?
A new date.
Okay.
Yes. Juan took pity on us. He called me the other day and he said, this is the end of spring break. I said, yeah, you always stick me at the end of spring break. He said, well, why don't we try something different? Maybe we'll have, more players. I said, great idea.
Okay.
Pick something. He said, well, I don't have anything in April. And we kind of looked through and he said, well, what about, and then, maybe it'll even be warmer. Although we've always had decent weather miraculously for the end of spring break in March.
Right.
But so he picked it, and I hope it's a really good date. It's a gamble, of course, but because you never know.
That's right.
The one thing the weatherman is never wrong around here is when the wind is going to blow.
Yes.
They may screw up a lot of other things like moisture, but never the wind.
Never the wind.
So April 22nd,
Okay.
we will be playing golf.
All right. So if you want to be a T-Box sponsor or make a donation for the Mulligans or the prize drawings, get a hold of you. But if they want to sign their team up for the golf, they call you or call Juan?
Oh, no, the country club.
Call Juan.
Yeah,
at the
and
country
of
club.
course he won't be signing people up this early.
Okay.
So yeah, it won't be, I'm sure, until a week or two before the tournament.
Okay, but it's not during spring break this year.
No, I don't know if I'll know how to act because
Yeah.
15 years it's been that weekend.
Well, it's probably one of those things where that somebody sometime in a previous person
There's
said,
a group out there that picks the schedule for all the tournaments.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it got picked at a previous date, and then you wonder, well, why do we get this date? And the answer is always, well, we've always done it this way.
Yes. Well, I have a little button on my wall over there. You can wear it on your clothes, and it has, but we've always done it this way, or something, and it's a circle, and it has a line through it. Like, no, we don't. You can break the mold here just because you've done it this way for 40 years. And nobody knows why.
Yeah. Well, that's not the answer to the question. The question is, why is it this way? The answer is not, we've always done it that way. There is a reason why it was first done that way. Tell me that reason. Don't just tell me we've always done it that way. It may be that the reason that was originally decided was a very legitimate and good reason, and then that makes sense, and so that's why. But don't just say, well, we've always done it that way.
Yeah, it was like the daughter watching the mother prepare a ham for Christmas, and she chopped off both ends a little bit and put it in the pan, and the daughter said, well, why? Well, that's the way Grandma always did it. So Grandma was still alive, and they asked Grandma, and she said, I had to make it fit in the pan. There was no other good reason. It wasn't special. It just wouldn't fit in my pan.
That's funny.
It wasn't a secret recipe.
Yeah, it wasn't. It tastes better because we do it this way.
We chopped off both ends of the ham.
Yeah,
no,
we
I
did
had to make it fit in the
pan. I love it. All right, Linda, anything else, or that gets us through?
I think we're good.
Okay.
If y'all will just get out and clean up your
yeah, I know it. I know it. And the
trash.
weeds are terrible.
They are. They got spit on by 10 drops of rain, so they just,
all that mustard weed is just everywhere. So.
And I have it. I'm guilty. I have some in I went out one Sunday after we'd had a little bit of moisture, and I pulled about half of it, and my back said, okay, you've done enough for today. Well, since then, it's been cold every weekend and blowing, and I haven't had a chance to get out and do the rest. But I did a whole bunch of it in the alley one day. I walked out there, and I couldn't stand it, so I went back in and got a knife and a pair pair of gloves and pulled what I could and cut the rest. And
Yeah.
there's still more. So
We're using chemicals, better life through chemicals.
Oh, well,
and that
mine's
seems to
not
be
that-
working.
mine's not that tall. It's not even a foot tall or anything. It's just green and annoying looking.
We've,
So-
we've been using the chemical method for a season and a half now, and we're finally starting to see the extremely
Results.
positive results of the better life through chemicals. So, all right, Linda, you have a wonderful weekend, okay?
All righty.
And any predictions on who's going to win the Super Bowl, or do you even care?
I like Mahomes.
Okay.
So let's go for the Chiefs.
Go for the Chiefs.
Yes.
All right, there you go.
I can't have Brady. Yeah, so.
He's retired unless he unretires.
Official. No, God, I think he's dedicated to sticking to it this time.
I don't know. I think he's going to play
think
for the
Chiefs are
Cowboys.
good.
I think
the Chiefs are good.
All right, go with the Chiefs. We'll be back.
Jennifer from Trustmark Roofing here, and I can tell you it's not always easy being a female in a male-dominated business like roofing. I remember one time I was at a meeting to bid on the roof for a local college, and it was me and 13 men. Well, I won that bid, and I'd like to win your business too. My dad was a contractor, and I've been around building and roofing my whole life. I'm licensed and bonded, and I've forgotten more about roofing than most roofers ever knew in the first place. But what really sets Trustmark apart is an obsessive attention to detail that ensures that everything goes smoothly the first time. I promise we will treat you right with respect, and we will make you happy. So yeah, it might be a bit odd for a woman to own a roofing company, but give us a try. Let us give you an estimate for your roof. I think you'll be glad you called. For all your roofing needs, call us at 575-755-ROOF or find us online at trustmarkroofpros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
In volatile times, it's natural to worry about your retirement.
Hon, I'm worried about our retirement account.
With today's economy, it just makes sense to keep your retirement money close to home with people you know. We have several guaranteed safe options. Peace of mind with retirement savings. It just makes sense. Western Bank of Artesia. Member FDIC. It just makes sense.
A great way to share the love of Valentine's Day is with a cute gift from Lovebud Floral in Artesia. It's like a zoo of cuddly bears, gnomes, pandas, monkeys, lions, and pigs, all ready to be matched with flowers, chocolates, or pistachios. Or go traditional with roses, selected by Lovebud Floral for you to be the ultimate Valentine gift. Order early and ask about our early bird specials. Lovebud Floral and Gifts, 1010 West Main in Artesia, or call 575-748-1010.
It's the big Valentine's grocery savings sale at Fens Country Market in Artesia. Betty Crocker cake mixes, assorted, 2 for $3. Yoplait yogurt, select varieties, 4 to 6 ounces, 58 cents each. Gatorade sports drink, assorted, fit or regular, $1.47 each. And Tender Crust, split top wheat bread, $1.38 each at Fens Country Market in Artesia. And right now, Pepsi select flavors, 12-pack cans, 2 for $10 at Fens Country Market in Artesia.
Hi, this is Social Norman. DWI is socially unacceptable. Nearly all drivers feel it's unacceptable to drink, then drive. Here's a rhyme to help you remember. If you drive when you are drunk, carry a coffin in your trunk. Driving? Not even one drink. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Heed the warnings. You have a lot to lose. You could kill or injure someone or lose your own life.
DWI, so dangerous, it's criminal. See a drunk driver? Call 911.
The Artesia Arts Council presents Camaradas Tango Obsession, Sunday, February 12th, 2 p.m. at the Ocotillo Performing Arts Center in Artesia. Tango Obsession features tango music by Astor Pizziola, Raul Warena, and traditional tango. Tickets are $35 for adults and $10 for kids K through 12. A tango class will be offered at 1 p.m. $25 per couple, $15 per person, and attendees of the class will receive a 25% discount on show tickets. Visit ArtesiaArtsCouncil.com for more information. Camarados Tango Obsession, Sunday, February 12th, 2 p.m. at the Ocotillo Performing Arts Center in downtown Artesia.
At Guy Chevrolet Company in Artesia, we understand the demands of everyday life, from work to school and all the activities in between. When you're on the go, you need the right transportation at the right time, and we can help. Let our professional sales team assist you in finding the right truck or SUV to handle your daily needs. From hauling kids to hauling equipment, we have the right Chevy, Buick, or GMC to make your life easier. We're here and ready to help today at Guy Chevrolet Company on the corner of 1st and Main in Artesia or at guychevy.com.
I'm looking through my jokes to make sure, but I can't top Aaron's slideshow today. You're in honor of Hunter Biden and the big guy. Hunter's got a new business. It's Hunter Biden's laptop shop.
Yeah.
Looks like he's got the latest in XP technology, too.
Or XZ.
XG. And all that. I think that's good stuff. Are you ready for Pancake Day?
I'm ready. Excited and ready.
So Lana and I are ready to go. We've got our pancake money and our raffle money. So we're gonna be there tomorrow to eat pancakes with you guys. And
very good, very good.
What's on the menu again? Pancakes.
Pancakes, sausage, and I think we got coffee, milk, and water. I believe is the drink choices.
Okay, and it's $5.
$5.
And if you sit,
all you can eat.
If you stay there and eat there, it's all you can eat. But you do have them to go if somebody wants to be on a run and run in or do they run in or do you bring them out to the car?
We have a drive-through as well. You can either come in and get it off the to-go, or you can go through the drive-through and just pick them up that way. So.
Okay, and then you've got the kiddie table out for the people from Artesia.
Yes, we do. Table in the corner.
I haven't had to sit at the kiddie table since we went to Grandma's house. Way back in the day.
Yeah, I remember those days of the kiddie table being stuck there, and can't wait till I grow up and get to go talk about all my medical ailments with all the adults.
Because, see, when we went back to my mom's parents, her sisters and their husbands and kids all lived around that part of Iowa. So there was my mom and obviously my dad, and I think at the time there were two of us kids, my brother and I. And then my mom's older sister and her husband, but their kids weren't there because they were older, and I think their daughter went off to be a hippie and live in a commune somewhere in Tennessee. And then there was my mom's younger sister and her two boys. And so that was so it was her husband and her two boys, me and my brother and my mom and dad, and then my mom's older sister and her husband, but no kids because they were hippies living off the land in Kentucky. And so we didn't talk about them. And nowadays they'd be called survivalists.
Right? Yeah. Preppers, right-wing extremists.
So I got to tell you this joke.
Okay.
A blonde was down on her luck and was walking through a very luxurious neighborhood looking for odd jobs when she approached one large house. She rang the doorbell. The owner comes to the door. He asks the blonde what he can do for her, and she tells him of her situation. She's down on her luck and wants to know if he has any odd jobs that she could do. Well, the man thinks for a minute. It is a blonde after all. And he says, you know what? The porch needs to be painted. And the blonde said, and asked the blonde, do you paint? And she says, well, yeah, I can paint. And he says, well, I've been wanting my porch painted, so how much would you charge? And she says, $50. Okay, go ahead, get started. Closes the door and went inside. His wife says, who is at the door? And he tells her of the blonde and her situation and told his wife the blonde agreed to paint the porch for $50. Astonished, the wife says, $50? That porch goes the full length of our house and then some. It'd be at least a few hours. You should have agreed to pay her more. And he said, well, that's all she wanted. She's a dumb blonde. 10 minutes later, there's the doorbell. Man answers the door. There's the blonde. All done. And he says, I can't believe it. You've already painted the entire porch? And she said, yeah. And by the way, it's not a porch. It's a Ferrari.
Whoops.
So she painted the entire Ferrari in 10 minutes, $50.
There's a valuable life lesson there.
That's right. Make sure everybody that's having this conversation speaks the same English.
Yes.
What do you have there for us?
Well, I saw this one and thought it's kind of funny and kind of morbid, but
okay.
Having children is a lot like making pancakes. The first one's always a bit weird, but you can always just eat it when no one's looking.
Hey, as a firstborn,
you came out okay.
Not according to my mom, no.
She didn't eat you, so.
That's true. That's true. But yeah. No, I think she did better with her other kids.
Okay, so here's a wife to her husband. We just ate. Why are you making pancakes? Husband, they're for the dogs. Why are you making pancakes for the dogs? They don't know how.
This is true. You asked.
Yeah, right? Obvious question, wasn't it?
And the answer is not wrong.
Yeah.
Why are you making things? Because they don't know how. I like it. That's a good one.
My next one, it blends in pancakes and Valentine's Day.
Okay.
Or this will be probably my last one, I guess.
All right.
A boy was feeling very nervous about his first date, so he went to his father for advice. My son, there are 3 subjects that always work with women: food, family, and philosophy. The boy picks up his date and they stare at each other for a long time. The boy's nervousness builds, his palms are sweaty. Then he asks, "You like potato pancakes?" "No," comes the answer. The silence returns like a suffocating blanket. "Do you have a brother?" "No." More silence. After giving it some thought, the boy plays his last card. "If you had a brother, would he like potato pancakes?"
A philosophical question.
Absolutely.
I guess so.
If she says no to that, then you're just out of luck.
Yeah, you need to look for another date. Move along here. So when words break the law, what happens?
Ooh, when words break the law, what happens? I don't know.
They get sentenced.
Ah, very good.
Yeah. What is the longest word in the dictionary?
The longest word in the dictionary. Dictionary?
Good guess. That was the first thought that popped in my mind. Actually, it's the word smiles. Because there's a mile between the S's.
Ah. Very good.
All right. You had the better jokes today. Although I like the blonde joke. I think the blonde joke's pretty good.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
And by the way, it's not
one bonus joke.
All right.
Name a city that changed your life.
Name a city that changed my life?
Uh-huh.
Sioux City. I don't know.
Wuhan.
Oh, I didn't know I could go international. I still don't know if I ever had COVID. I have a sneaking suspicion that at least one time I did.
Yeah.
But the times that I have felt poorly, one time I was told I looked too toxic to be. So I don't know. Fortunately, though, I think I've survived it okay, and I'm in good shape to handle everything. And
Yeah. I don't think I wasn't ever diagnosed with COVID. I think when it was like an allergy, I think I may have had it then, and I avoided people for a little while. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, I came out well also.
So as most people did. So. Hey, we probably ought to do the market report because Ryder Champion is supposed to come on here in about 7 minutes and apologize.
Oh, okay.
For telling a
part
fib.
Of the reprieve.
Part of the reprieve. He has to apologize. Jeffrey and I had to go to the board of directors meeting last night, and that was just, we don't want to have to do that again.
Brutal.
Yeah, it was. It was. And, I missed a bunch of stuff I could have been watching on the internet last night, but no, I had to sit at the board of directors meeting. So he's coming up here in a few minutes, so let's go ahead and see what you know in the wide, wide world of markets.
All right. This is Aaron Irving with LPL Financial, member of FINRA and the SIPC, bringing you your mid-morning stock market report for Friday, February the 10th. The S&P 500 bounced around the flat line today as Wall Street looks to the end of what's shaping up to be a losing week. The broad index was last down 0.2%, while the NASDAQ composite slipped 0.8%, and the Dow Jones Industrial Average traded 6 points higher. Each major index is on track to end the week with losses. Down at 1.4%, the S&P 500 is poised for its first weekly decline in 3 weeks. The index is also on track for its largest one-week loss since December. Meanwhile, the Dow and NASDAQ composite are on pace to lose 0.6% and 2.4% respectively. Investors are still digesting the most recent interest rate hike, economic data, and recent commentary from the Federal Reserve speakers. Ride-hailing platform Lyft tanked more than 35% after a disappointing fiscal fourth quarter report. Expedia also saw its shares fall by more than 8% after earnings and revenue fell below analysts' expectations. Those are the latest reports in what has been considered an underwhelming quarter for Wall Street, with nearly 70% of S&P 500 companies reporting. Around 70% of those companies beat analysts' expectations for the quarter. That's a smaller share than companies surpassing expectations than the 3-year historical average of 79%, according to the Earnings Scout. Investors will see more detail on the central bank's policy from Fed Governor Christopher Waller and Philadelphia Fed President Patrick Harker. Both are slated to speak this afternoon. It's been a tough week for Google parent Alphabet as the company's recent moves in AI failed to impress investors. The stock is down about 9% week to date and on pace for its biggest weekly drop since November. Currently, the Dow Jones Industrial Average is 95 points higher at 33,795. The S&P 500 is down 2 points to 4,079, and the NASDAQ composite is 97 points lower at 11,692. West Texas Intermediate crude is up $1.72 per barrel to $79.79. Stocks of local interest. HF Sinclair is up $2.04 a share to $54.37. Walmart is $1.35 higher at $142.87. EOG Resources is up $5.22 a share to $132.38. And ConocoPhillips is $3.58 higher at $113.51 a share. This is Aaron Irving with Oakley & Irving Wealth Management, serving business owners and energy industry professionals in the Pecos Valley and beyond. You can find us at oiwealth.com, at our offices in Artesia and Carlsbad. You can call us at 575-887-7075. All indices are unmanaged and may not be invested into directly. Securities are offered through LPL Financial, member of FINRA, and the SIPC.
Here's a headline for you, Aaron.
Okay.
This is off the Gateway Pundit. It's official. CDC adds COVID-19 vaccine to routine immunization schedule for children and adolescents.
Interesting. And it hadn't even been approved yet, has it?
That's an excellent question. But apparently the ACIP, which is the CDC's Advisory Committee on Immunization Practices, has recommended COVID-19 to be included in the 2023 childhood immunization schedule. And they recommend it for everyone as young as 6 months and older.
Wow.
So once the CDC approves it, the Department of Health can exercise its rulemaking authority to add it to the healthcare and school schedule at any time. Now it is official.
Interesting.
Yeah, that ought to help encourage more and more parents to get vaccinated, don't you think?
Yeah.
I'm ready for Ryder. So, all right, Aaron, Ryder's on the phone. We're going to take a quick break. You have a wonderful day. We'll see you at the pancake breakfast tomorrow.
All right, sounds good.
And we'll take a break for Hannity and then be back with Apologizing with Ryder. Need to ship a package? Choose UPS. Need to ship a package UPS from Artesia? Bring your package to Brown Drug. Brown Drug wants to be your UPS shipping center in Artesia. Use Brown Drug as your UPS shipping center and we'll reward you by shipping your 11th package 5 pounds or less for free. If you want to make sure your package arrives on time, use UPS. The easy and convenient place to ship UPS in Artesia is Brown Drug at the corner of 4th and Washington.
Your morning espresso starts right here. It's the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
2/3 of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. The average American household is paying $10,000 in Biden inflation tax. Gas prices are up 46%. Real wage growth is down. Heating and electric bills now at a 25-year high. Credit card debt is at an all-time record, a 15% jump in the third quarter. That's the highest in over 2 decades. America's trade deficit, the highest on record. GDP growth is down. Mortgage rates last week were at about 7% for a 30-year fixed. When he took office, it was only 2.7%. Americans are now paying more taxes than ever. And the question remains, are you better off now than you were 2 years ago?
The Sean Hannity Show from coast to coast later today.
My friend had his home stolen. The crime is home title theft. It's real. It's horrendous, but it's real, and it's everywhere. Now, luckily, this was just a demo, but I saw how criminals all around the world target American homeowners, and that's why I protect my home with Home Title Lock, and you need to as well. And a thief can simply forge your signature on a legal document claiming you sold your home to them. Homeowners insurance and common identity theft programs do not protect you, but Home Title Lock does. So protect yourself. Just go to their website. It's HometitleLock.com/Sean, S-E-A-N. Verify your home's title is still safely in your name. Then just register your address for a free, no-obligation home title report for your files. That is a $100 value, absolutely free. That's HometitleLock.com/Sean, HometitleLock.com/Sean, S-E-A-N.
Time for our lowrider section.
The lowrider is a little higher.
Are you a little higher today, Ryder?
I just want to say something. And
hey, Ryder, how are you doing today?
Good, you?
Good. Jeffrey and I had to go to the board of directors meeting last night, but we were able to get you approval to be back on the radio after that little fib you told last week. Now, what's the truth now? What really is the truth about you and your beard?
I'm still wearing a beard. That's the truth. Sorry that I lie, people, and.
But you're good now.
They won't ever do that again.
Yeah. Well, just if you're going to tell a joke, Ryder, you just need to make sure that me and Jeffrey are in on it, okay?
Okay.
All right. Well, hey, how was the game last week? You did go to the basketball game last Friday night.
Yes,
What'd you think?
I mean, it was awesome. Overtime. I was just begging, please don't let it be overtime.
I know. It was crazy. And you were able to help out the team, weren't you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Did you use the water that was there, or did you bring your special recipe?
Well, I bring my recipe with the water.
There you go. Yeah. So you helping out the team. So tonight, Ryder, Bulldogs are back in action. They're in Artesia tonight against Lovington.
I can't make that game.
No, but who do you think's going to win?
Artesia.
Okay, good. good. Well, they play at home on Friday night, tonight.
Uh-huh.
They go to Portales on Tuesday.
Uh-huh.
And then they're back home next Friday against Goddard. So, and I met some of your staff. You have some real nice staff members.
Thank you.
Yeah, they seem to be worried, making sure they take care of you and make sure you get your hot dogs and get your snacks and all that good stuff. How you doing with your diet?
Well, not too good.
Oh, no. What do you need to do?
I need to quit eating snacks.
Yeah, that's probably true. So what do you have for lunch today? What's on the menu?
I'm not sure. Whatever my staff cook.
Okay. Are they good cooks?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So that's good. That's good. So what do you got? Super Bowl is Sunday, Ryder. I forgot to ask you, are you going to a Super Bowl party on Sunday?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And more snacks.
Yeah.
So let's see. It's the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Philadelphia Eagles.
Eagles.
You're picking the Eagles?
Uh-huh.
Oh, my gosh. You're the first person I've talked to today this week that's an Eagles, picking the Eagles. Yeah. How many points do you think they're going to win by?
That is a pretty good.
How many?
I'm not sure.
Oh, okay. You're not sure, but you think the Eagles are going to win?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Have you always been an Eagles fan, or is that just new for this week?
That's just for this week.
This week. Okay. Well, I hate to go against you, Ryder. I really think the Chiefs are going to win, but we'll see. Don't bet the farm on it, okay?
All right.
All right. Anything else you want to share with the folks, Ryder?
This is, I'm sorry, and if you want me back on the radio, then yes, I will. But like I said, I'm very, very sorry.
Yeah.
And my heart was broken.
Well, the board of directors understands, and you've apologized, so I think you're good to go. We can have you on again maybe next Friday.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks, Gene. Thanks, everybody.
Hey, thank you, Ryder, and have a great weekend, okay?
All right, you too. Bye.
Bye-bye. Final thoughts on the show today coming up next.
Jennifer from Trustmark Roofing here, and I can tell you it's not always easy being a female in a male-dominated business like roofing. I remember one time I was at a meeting to bid on the roof for a local college, and it was me and 13 men. Well, I won that bid, and I'd like to win your business too. My dad was a contractor, and I've been around building and roofing my whole life. I'm licensed and bonded, and I've forgotten more about roofing than most roofers ever knew in the first place. But what really sets Trustmark apart is an obsessive attention to detail that ensures that everything goes smoothly the first time. I promise we will treat you right with respect, and we will make you happy. So yeah, it might be a bit odd for a woman to own a roofing company, but give us a try. Let us give you an estimate for your roof. I think you'll be glad you called. For all your roofing needs, call us at 575-755-ROOF or find us online at TrustmarkRoofPros.com.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
If you need a Kubota that works and plays hard, stop looking. You'll find everything you need at Amigo Machinery. When it comes to tough Kubota tractors, mowers, construction equipment, and utility vehicles, all with low-rate financing, Amigo Machinery is your one-stop shop. We are passionately committed to providing our customers with the highest quality products, most innovative solutions, and services delivered with integrity and professionalism. Stop by Amigo Machinery in Roswell or see us online at amigo-machinery.com. KSVPBuilding.com.
In New Mexico, the leading cause of death is heart disease, but it is preventable. This Heart Health Month, celebrate with Artesia General Hospital at a special presentation from the cardiology specialist at Advanced Heart and Vascular Center of New Mexico. They'll be joined by special guest Sherry Wells, Executive Director of the American Heart Association. Join us on Thursday, February 16th at 5:30 p.m. in the Green Chili Cafe. For more information, please visit Artesia General Hospital's Facebook page. One beat at a time, we're here for every heart.
Hey, reminder, United Way of Eddy County is doing their second Friday food distribution. They started at 8:30 here in Artesia, 10 o'clock in Carlsbad at Epworth United Methodist Church. The Artesia educational retirees hold their monthly meeting today at 11:30 at the administration boardroom. All APS retirees are invited to attend. The father-daughter dance is tonight, 6 o'clock at the St. Damien Center in Artesia. Friends of the Library book sale, 9:30 to 5:30 today, 10 to 2 tomorrow at the Artesia Public Library, so check that out. There's blood donations being accepted tomorrow. 8 to noon, the Bloodmobile will be down in Carlsbad as a part of the Rotary Club's Pancake Day. So they'll be in the parking lot at the Carlsbad High School outside the cafeteria there. If you donate blood, you can get your pancakes for free. That's tomorrow, 8 to noon. Speaking of the Pancake Day, Aaron talked about that. Saturday, it is at the Carlsbad High School cafeteria, 6 a.m. until noon. $5 for eat-in or carry-out. And there's a prize drawing, a raffle. Raffle tickets are $5. They've got gift certificates, big screen TVs, recliners, coolers, handmade sterling silver bracelets, tablets in the raffle drawing as well. There's a tango workshop on Sunday at 1 o'clock at the Ocotillo Performing Arts Center. And if you attend the tango class, you get a 25% discount off your ticket for the Tango Obsession performance, which will be at 2 o'clock, and everything will be done and concluded in time for you to get to your Super Bowl party. Thanks to Sylvia and her crew at McDonald's. Absolutely delicious breakfast today. Jeffrey got an awesome specialty drink there, and it was $2 plus the shots. But you can get your hot chocolate, your coffee drinks, any McCafe drink. Use your app and get $2 off, or get your drink for $2 at McDonald's, and check out their breakfast and lunch specials. And if you got a kid that needs to be working, get them over to McDonald's. They've got jobs for all ages and all shifts. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you back here Monday. Bulldog basketball this afternoon around 5:15. This is KSVP Artesia.
Breaking news this hour from townhall.com. I'm John Scott. Having gained the majority in the House, Republicans wasting no time digging into allegations of the political weaponization of government by the Biden team. Ohio's Jim Jordan